receiver uses to catch the ball?
His body.
What? What?
Looking about 2:40 start. So here about 20 minutes. Yes, sir.
Hands and eyes, man. You gotta have
That's right.
hand-eye coordination.
That's right. Make the diamond, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basketball players, they can shoot. Receivers, they can catch. I mean, typically, you can do other things that require really good hand-eye coordination. I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like I'm just going to crank her stuff over the fence or anything, but
right.
Come on, Josh.
Okay.
Don't sell me short. I'll at least make some contact.
I didn't intend to. You know what? I'm on your side. You sold me.
Oh, I appreciate it. I mean, 79 is a little different than 104.
To be clear, my method would be close my eyes, start swinging as soon as I see her wind up, and hope that I make contact.
I mean, on the jug machines, we used to catch it like 80, 90 miles per hour. I mean, you had gloves, you use your hands, but, like, I think I can make contact.
Okay.
It might be out.
That's true.
It might be a little dribbler.
I didn't ask for a base hit necessarily.
I'm making contact. I'm making contact.
Okay.
I'm doing that. I see your wheels turning over there. We got to find out how to make this happen.
Corey texted, and he did say respectfully, so you can't get upset. Swain would be swinging at air.
Like the cartoons? Or like you, it's one pitch, you swing 3 times, there's 3 strikes?
Something like that, yeah.
Come on, man. I'll make contact. Don't do me like that, y'all.
Travis also said that you would strike out in 3 pitches. He did not say respectfully, so feel free to be upset with Travis. Corey said respectfully.
Wow. Man, okay. All right. Okay. Thanks for the trust, guys. Thanks for having belief in me.
Doesn't seem like they have your... I changed my opinion.
Well, but I get it. I mean, hey, Colin Pickens is best in the country, if not one of the best, if not the best. Fastest pitch ever, softball. So, I understand folks having her back. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to her. She's amazing. I'm not going to disrespect myself.
Right. That was. You know what? That's what that old media does. That's what I did to you right there. I tried to set you up.
Yeah. I'm not going.
I apologize.
I'm not going to be like, yeah, man.
It's Josh and Swain.
Yeah, she just strike me out 3 times. What? Oh man, not built like that. Now, Ben Joyce. Listen,
you're good over there?
I'm good. I ain't got no time to be messing with Ben Joyce. No time. I need one of them elbow pads. I need a shin guard. I need a whole body cast before I get in the box messing with Ben Joyce.
We'll mess with Brian Rice here a little bit. His math was off a little bit. I think he did some numbering in his head, and it didn't work out. Looks like a 2:50 start time.
Well, come on. Brian, you got carried at 1, man.
And a 2:35 broadcast time. I think he forgot to dot the I, didn't cross his T. So 2:50 start time, it looks like, for Tennessee and Oklahoma in softball. Broadcast at 2:35.
Brian, you got one job, bro. You got us all excited. Butterflies were flowing and everything. False alarm. Thanks a lot, Brian. No, that's not much difference. Not much difference.
So,
updates.
Yep. So about 10 minutes broadcast and about 25 minutes start time, Tennessee and Oklahoma, unless that changes again, and we'll tell you if that's the case. We'll come back. 865-656-9900 is how you can be a part of the show. You can call. You can text in. Several texts noting the equivalency, different numbers, but in the 95 to 100 mile an hour range, a 79 mile an hour softball is kind of the equivalent of 95 to 100 in baseball.
But the softball is big. It's bigger, though.
It is bigger. It is bigger.
Yeah, a little bit easier to hit. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and admit that I'm not going to hit a big softball. I'm not doing that.
You know what? That's a bad job by me. I was a bad teammate. I threw it across the middle. I saw the linebacker there.
I don't care. I'm just glad somebody threw me the ball. I'm still going to catch it. Or attempt to. I'm not going to have alligator hands or arms. I'm going to try to catch it. Because it may be the fourth quarter before I get another one of these things coming my way.
You never know.
You never know. You better catch it while you can.
Otherwise, you're just at risk of exercise.
Yep. Blocking.
I'm already in shape.
Blocking all day. So, hey, better catch it.
We'll come back another half hour to go on the show. Atta-boy to hand out in our next segment. An update on Tennessee pursuing the top running back in the country. We have that for you as well. 30 minutes to go. Another 30 minutes to stop by and register at the Food City in Alcoa here near the airport, with free registration for the big ticket, presented by Food City and certified Angus beef. Next to VFL and former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain, I'm Josh Ward on Josh and Swain.
Tonight is a Sports Animal Thirsty Thursday. Draft beers are one-half price tonight at the Knoxville Smokies game. Join us for another Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark.
Just a bit outside.
Tonight with 99.1, the Sports Animal.
Time now for a Sports Animals Sports Minute.
A handful of Major League Baseball games in action tonight. The Braves take on the Phillies at 6:45. A's visit the Blue Jays at 7. Astros host the Rays at 8. And the Nationals visit the Mariners at 9:40. In the NBA playoffs, the Oklahoma City Thunder have punched their ticket to the NBA Finals with a 124-94 win over the Timberwolves in Game 5 to win the series 4-1. The Thunder will take on the winner of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Pacers and the Knicks. Indiana can punch its ticket to the NBA Finals with a win in Game 5 tonight. Tip-off is set for 8 o'clock. The Florida Panthers are through to their third straight Stanley Cup final with a 5-3 win over the Carolina Hurricanes. They await the winner between the Oilers and the Stars in the Western Conference. Edmonton looks to close out the series tonight at 8 o'clock in Game 5. Native Design and Hardscape is Knoxville's premier landscaping and hardscape designer. They're ready to turn your home or business outdoor space into reality. Your new outdoor space awaits. Native Design and Hardscape, making backyard dreams come true. Schedule a consultation today at nativetn.com. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out, because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
I know there can be a lot of uncertainty involved in planning your financial life. Modern retirement strategies demand an approach that acknowledges the unpredictability of markets, increasing life expectancies, and the ever-changing economic system that surrounds personal finance. Hi, this is Jim Brogan, and at Brogan Financial, we serve our clients in helping them achieve their life goals for retirement and beyond. Visit us online at broganfinancial.com to learn more about how to take control of your financial future.
Hey, folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan, and if it'll drive, it's worth $5,500 toward the purchase of any new in-stock Nissan. That's right, drive any old trade-in onto our lot, and you'll receive not up to, but guaranteed $5,500. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike. Recall marketing campaign, one trade-in per vehicle, all rebates included, and NMAC financing.
What if you could get a 365 days comfort guarantee to adjust the firmness or softness of your mattress? What if you could get a two-sided flippable mattress at factory direct pricing? What if it came with a warranty of up to 20 years? What if you could watch your mattress being handmade right here in the Knoxville factory? You can at Brothers Bedding Mattress Factory. Brothers Bedding understands what it means to be local, high quality, excellent service, and a name you can trust for over 85 years. BrothersBedding.com.
Honey, we need a new roof.
Go to moshingles.com and get a quote in 60 seconds.
Are they any good?
Yeah, they're a top-rated roofing company in East Tennessee and A+ rated with the BBB.
Free instant quotes at moshingles.com.
This report is sponsored by WhatsApp.
Wondering what a personal message with your credit card number has in common with way too many pictures of your dog? Well, they're both private. Because on WhatsApp, your personal messages are yours. No one else can see or hear them, not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Knoxville should end up with the top 5 wettest month of May. Chattanooga should easily eclipse a wettest month of May ever. So we're not done with showers yet. Showers coming from the South Valley towards Knoxville. Just lighter stuff today, but still kind of chilly. And then widespread thunderstorms late Friday morning. From the WVLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy.
Josh Ward, beautiful food city where we are. Take care of your shopping. Get a hot meal. Nice salad, fresh bars set up for you. Get your shopping taken care of for the upcoming busy sports weekend as Tennessee softball will begin play at about 2:50. Tennessee baseball will open up the Knoxville Regional tomorrow, looking to advance to the Super Regional again. They've had great regional success, especially here in Knoxville with Tony Vitello as the head coach. So Tennessee back in action tomorrow against Miami, Ohio. Tennessee softball against Oklahoma coming up at about 2:50. We're with you until 3 o'clock here on Josh and Swain Food City with big ticket registration right here. An update on Tennessee's pursuit of the top running back in the country coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, we hand out today's Atta-boy.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Hoes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Atta-boy.
So, Swain, today we hand out Atta-boys and Atta-girls every day, thanks to Native Design. Today we head just down the road. We go over to Cookeville, Tennessee, to Tennessee Tech with what I think is a pretty remarkable story.
Yeah, 47-year-old mother of 5 and proud new grandmother recently walked the graduation stage there at Tennessee Tech University with her loyal guide dog, Colonel, by her side. She earned her degree with honors. Amanda's journey is one of resilience, advocacy, and an unwavering commitment to live fully and help others do the same thing. So, atta girl to Amanda, I want to say Julian?
Yeah, Jutin. Yeah.
For the following is a presentation of the Vol Network, produced by Learfield.
And 99.1 The Sports Animal present University of Tennessee Softball. Big Orange Softball is on the air.
Back to the wall. It's good. A full team effort tonight. This is Tennessee Softball.
Tennessee Softball on the Vol Network and 99.1 The Sports Animal with your host, Brian Rice.
Sponsored by First Horizon Bank. Big bank muscle, small bank hustle.
By Eastman, reminding you that at Tennessee, good sports always give back.
By Food City, the official supermarket of the Lady Falls.
By the Tennessee Education Lottery, proud to have raised more than $7.5 billion to support education programs in Tennessee.
By YMCA of East Tennessee, get fit, have fun, be awesome.
And by UT Medical Center, the official healthcare provider of the Lady Vols. University of Tennessee Softball is brought to you locally by
Smoky Mountain Tops, East Tennessee Children's Hospital, Burton McKinnish Law, Covenant Health, CRS Exteriors, Old South Candy, Yardley Flats, your Toyota dealers, Fleet Tire, Food City, Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union, Ted Russell Ford, Lazy Days RV, and by His Security.
Well, the work of more than a year since the end of last season all leads up to this as Tennessee steps on the hallowed ground for women's softball. Devon Park, USA Hall of Fame Stadium here in Oklahoma City. as the Tennessee Lady Volunteers take on the Oklahoma Sooners here at the Women's College World Series. Hello again, everybody. Brian Rice with you from the broadcast booth high atop Devon Park, where today Tennessee will open its 9th Women's College World Series in program history, and they will do it against a familiar foe. In fact, all 4 teams in this day session of opening day here in OKC hail from the SEC. Florida fell to Texas a few moments ago here on this same field, and now it will be Tennessee and Oklahoma facing off in what has been an epic rivalry in this sport over the years. They've met plenty of times, certainly the 3-game series in Norman earlier this season, but a lot of history on this field as well. Tennessee fell to the Sooners here in the championship series in 2013, lost 2 years ago in their last trip to the Women's College World Series in the winner's bracket game on a Saturday here. Carlin Pickens got the start in that game. She's used that game and what happened there to kind of fuel her over these last couple of years as she has made the progress to where she is today as one of the top pitchers in the game today. She will get the start today, as you would expect. It's best on best. Tennessee will face off against Sam Landry, a pitcher for Oklahoma, transferred in from Louisiana Lafayette after last season, has been dominant all season long, but against Tennessee, had her worst weekend of the season. Allowed 10 earned runs in 15 innings pitched across 2 games in that series, walking 5, striking out 8 Lady Vols across her 2 appearances. Both of them Tennessee wins, one of them in extra innings. Certainly that will fuel Sam Landry as she has been on a run ever since then. So Tennessee has the confidence of having won a series against the Sooners earlier this season. That probably motivates the OU team that occupies the third base dugout today in front of, well, effectively a home crowd here. Many Oklahoma red shirts dotting the crowd. Plenty of Tennessee orange represented as well here on this grand stage, as today it will be Tennessee and Oklahoma. When we come back, we'll get the final word from the dugout from the head coach of the Lady Vols, Karen Weekly. It's the Lady Vols and the Sooners, an epic rivalry, an epic matchup, and it starts Tennessee's journey here at the Women's College World Series. From the Lady Vol Network, this is Tennessee Softball.
Enrichment Federal Credit Union's Ownership Rewards account is our way of thanking members for their loyalty. Members earn 5.12% annual percentage yield on qualifying deposits. Your credit and debit card cashback rewards are automatically deposited to your Ownership Rewards account. Since the launch of this account, we have paid back over $2.6 million to our members. To learn more, visit any Enrichment Federal Credit Union branch or go online to enrichmentfcu.org.
No matter where you are, you're never too far from real comfort and real food. That's real good. With 13 locations across East Tennessee, Aubrey's Restaurants has been serving up your delicious favorites for over 30 years. If you're taking the family out for dinner, we'll have all the steak, seafood, and salad to satisfy everyone in your hungry crew. Just pop in and watch the game with us. Come on in. Aubrey's has an extensive wine selection, lots of TVs, and a full bar. Order online anytime at aubreysrestaurant.com.
At His Security Technology, we are celebrating dads and grads. Did you know that His Security Technology not only delivers superior security solutions, we're also an authorized Sonos dealer. Take advantage of special savings now on select Sonos products. For your grad, the popular Roam 2 portable smart speaker, and for dad, say Happy Father's Day with the Sonos soundbar and sub. On sale through June 15th. Need it installed? We can do that too. Stop by our showroom, chat us up online, hissecurity.com, or give us a call, 865-474-9495.
Wherever you're going this summer, you can be sure Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union will go the extra mile with you. With the KTVA ECU mobile app, you can manage your money anytime and anywhere, no matter what you're doing. And after our big system upgrade on June 3rd, the new mobile app will have even more convenient features.
Yay!
Visit tvacreditunion.com/transform for more details.
Join us now.
Federally insured by NCUA. Message and data rates may apply.
Getting set for Tennessee and Oklahoma here, the opener for each team at this 2025 Women's College World Series. Tennessee making its 9th appearance here in OKC. This the 18th Women's College World Series for the Oklahoma Sooners, all of them under Patty Gassow in her 31st season. Tennessee, led by Karen Wigley in her 24th season, she and her team ready to go here in OKC. Dugout from the head coach of Lady Vols, Karen Weekly, brought to you by First Horizon Bank. Coach, this is what you work for all year, really, from last summer to this moment. It's game one of the Women's College World Series.
Work's the key word, Brian. There's a lot of work that goes into this in the fall, early in the season. And, last weekend was the toughest series we've had. But I think we're battle-tested. One thing I look back on is how many close games and close series that, we've been able to pull out. And I think we're ready for this environment.
Let's talk about the environment first. You obviously had an opportunity to get on the field yesterday during practice. You spent a lot of time in the stadium doing media stuff yesterday. Does that help acclimate a little bit to that big environment, or is it still going to be that aha moment when you walk in today and there's 12,000 people there?
I think when you first walk into that stadium yesterday, there's a little bit of that wow factor. But it's going to go up several notches today when you walk in, and in large part because the stadium's going to be, 99% OU fans. But I think going back to playing at OU, we can draw on that because, there's about 4,000 people at that stadium, and the stadium is configured very much the same as Devon Park is, and it's just going to be about 2.5 times the number of people. But I still think we need to kind of take that in, let those emotions run their course. And then, honestly, once that first pitch is thrown, it's a softball game. I mean, it's 60 feet and turn left.
I know a lot of things have changed for both teams since that series back in March, but your team saw Sam Landry back then better than anybody has seen her really in the SEC all year. What was the key to that, and how do you carry that forward today?
Well, I think the key was we were just really locked into the problem solving that you need to do during a game. We didn't get caught up in results of our at-bats, results of a swing. We just kept going back to the dugout, talking about what we were seeing and what we wanted to look for hitting, and I felt like we did a really great job 1 through 9 of staying in that mindset. And that's going to be the key again today because, they're going to throw something a little different. No one's going to pitch you the same way they did before, especially if you had some success. So we just need to continue that communication, and that's where it's so important that we stay locked into the game and don't let the surroundings and the environment factor in.
Oklahoma, like a lot of SEC teams, saw non-SEC teams in a regional, and their offense kind of came alive where it wasn't necessarily at the end of the regular season. They've gotten hot at the right time in the minds of some. Where does your pitching staff match up against that when your pitching staff seems like has gone against top offense after top offense after top offense, including last week?
Well, I think that's the cool thing. When you look at our pitching numbers, they've gotten better in postseason as well. And, I just feel like with our pitching staff, I feel very confident with them against anybody. Is somebody going to run into a ball occasionally? Yes. But we have the ability to be versatile in what we do. Carlin Pickens can do a lot of different things. So what she may have relied on the first go-around, she's got other things she can go to. Same with Sage and on down the line. So, they're a great offense. We have a ton of respect for them. It's going to be a great matchup.
All right, last thing for you. With all the hoopla around, with cameras everywhere in the media yesterday and gift suites and all of that, how do you get the hard reset to just go play a softball game?
Honestly, I think by the time that game starts today, everybody's just relieved because that's what we're here for, is to play softball. All the other stuff's fun. It can get a little bit exhausting. I would imagine they were all, head on the pillow, knocked out by 9 o'clock last night. And so we got a good night's sleep, and we're ready to go. And, again, the focus needs to just stay on the game.
All right, Coach, good luck today against Oklahoma.
Thank you, Brian.
That is the last word from the dugout from the head coach of Lady Vols, Karen Weekly, brought to you by First Horizon Bank. Big bank muscle, small bank hustle, the official bank of the Lady Vols.
Wherever you're going this summer, you can be sure Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union will go the extra mile with you. With the KTVA ECU mobile app, you can manage your money anytime and anywhere, no matter what you're doing. And after our big system up,
that's Tennessee goes as she goes. It does not mean that they do not have every facet of the game, because they do. But Pickens is where it all starts in the circle for Tennessee.
That's the starting line. It's presented by Omni Oklahoma City Hotel. Your perfect getaway awaits you at the Omni OKC. You're listening to Sooner Softball from Learfield.
Switching your accounts to Communication Federal Credit Union is fast, easy, free, painless, and, well, awesome. Some folks put it off because one time back in the old days, they changed banks somewhere, and it took forever. But now with Communication Federal, it's so much easier. If you've got like 5 to 10 minutes, you can join, open accounts, and make deposits. Go to the website and click Join or stop by any branch. Communication Federal Credit Union. Subject to approval, federally insured by NCAA.
At Fowler Volkswagen of Norman, we're all about helping you find a vehicle that stands out. Volkswagen is known for its style, innovation, and performance, and we've got the lineup to prove it. From sleek new models to certified pre-owned options, our team can help you find what you need. And with options to shop online or in-store, getting your next vehicle has never been easier. Stop by Fowler Volkswagen of Norman today.
Spring is in full swing, and there's no better way to celebrate the refreshing weather than with a cup of real refreshment at HTO. With over 20 flavors of freshly brewed iced tea to choose from, you're sure to find a flavor you'll love, like strawberry passion, Texas chai, blueberry, or Georgia peach. Can't choose just one? You don't have to. Mix and match endless flavor combinations to make your own tasty creation. Welcome to your happy place. HTO. Real tea, real refreshing.
Here in Oklahoma, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2013, Precision Garage Door has been proud to be a part of the OKC and Tulsa communities. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, we've got you covered. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help. Call Precision Garage Door today or visit us online to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Patty Gasso and Karen Weekly are exchanging lineup cards. Our umpires: Susan Eads behind home plate, John Bach at first, Chris Neighbors at second, and Chad Steers part of this 4-person umpiring crew as we get ready for first pitch between Oklahoma and Tennessee. Thanks for joining us for the Sooner Softball pregame show presented by Walden Cleaners and Laundry from Learfield.
Hey Sooner Nation, I'm Sydney Sanders with OU Softball. As a proud sponsor of OU Athletics, William and Lauren outfits us in custom suits that boost our confidence both on and off the field. Their perfectly tailored clothing ensures every Sooner stands out in comfort and style at prices that make luxury accessible. Visit William and Lauren in Oklahoma City or online at williamandlauren.com. Dress like a champion and make your style as legendary as OU Softball.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hey OU fans, last year was a big year for us, but we're calling it now. This year is game-changing. Call it your staycation destination, your beat the heat retreat, your after-sport resort. With indoor and outdoor pools, thrilling rides, restaurants, spa, swim-up bar, and more, we just call it Okana. And it's open now, just east of downtown OKC, right on the river. Okana Resort and Indoor Water Park. Learn more at okanaresort.com. A rather extended meeting at home plate, and we're ready to go. Oklahoma and Tennessee, the Sooners about to take the field. One final bit of business to do before first pitch. That's when we turn to our lefty, our ace, our all Big 12, all-world performer, DJ Sanchez, and ask for keys to the game. Deej, what you got?
Such a big piece, and we've talked about it so much today. Get to Pickens. This Tennessee team rolls as she rolls. So having to zone off the Rhines ball and attack Pickens early in counts. We're going to stay pitching with keys, right? Easy to do early in the Women's College World Series. That's, for us on the Oklahoma side, it's going to be a key as well. Landry, settle in early, work ahead in counts. Tennessee is a momentum team. Put the pressure on this offense early.
Keys to the game is always brought to you by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind Casino is always a good time. The Sooners have taken the field. Boy, hard to find an empty seat as the fans continue to file in. You know, part of the theory why many think that Oklahoma is put in this morning's session is because the fans will show up regardless, because this is definitely, DJ, and this part of the bracket, their matchup's made for prime time.
It is, and I was honestly a little bit surprised to see Oklahoma in the early part of the bracket, but it makes sense. But I will say this, fans coming out regardless of who's on the field. This place was packed for the Florida-Texas matchup early this morning at 11 a.m., so pretty awesome to see just how this city is behind just this amazing event in general.
Well, it was quite the celebration last night. The Oklahoma City Thunder ensured its spot in the NBA Finals. You could hear the horns honking and the celebration from our hotel room, and now the Sooners look to start a step towards their 5th straight national championship. Welcome to Oklahoma City, the softball capital of the world. The 4-time reigning national champs look to do it again. It's Oklahoma and Tennessee, the Sooners and the Lady Vols, 2 of the preeminent programs in college softball, ready to get after it on the biggest stage for the sport. Here we go. Sam Landry, little dirt on her finger, waiting on ESPN as Tennessee right fielder Gabby Leach gets set to dig in, and that all-orange look for the Tennessee Vols. Here we go. Landry, with Texas awaiting in the winner's bracket, stares in. First pitch. Strike 1.
It's a good start. Home plate umpire Susan Eads was pumped about that pitch to open up the count with the strike call.
I don't know how you're not feeling the juices right now inside Devon Park. Just don't know how. What an atmosphere. Not even 2 o'clock. Line drive over the head of Garcia into left field. It's a base hit. Gabby climbed the ladder, just got over her glove. And DJ Sanchez, you asked a very good question when we were going through our extended pregame show. I wonder what the Tennessee mindset might be on the base paths. Could we see them try to snag a bag? 3 for 3 on stolen base opportunities for Gabby Leach this year. Here's Taylor Pannell.
I feel like I've talked about it all season that teams haven't necessarily ran as much as I expect them to against the Sooners. I expect to see Tennessee take off and try to put some pressure on this defense in Emmerling.
Strike 1 right on the outer edge to the right-handed hitting panel. This is quite the crowd, quite the environment, quite the moment for a team that brought in 14 newcomers. The 0-1, pop foul, right side, well out of play. Good catch. Bobble, did they get it? No. I just want to warn everyone, if you're new to the softball broadcast from OKC, the plays in the stands are sometimes as entertaining as the ones on the field. So I'm just apologizing now. Sam's ahead 0-2. Here it comes. Line drive, right field. It's down. It's to the wall. Bad angle from Dayton. They're going to send the runner. Oh, she ran through a stop sign. Now she'll get back to third safely. Sam Landry struggled in 0-2 counts against Tennessee and is doing it again here through the first 2 hitters. And a good job by Abby Dayton, who maybe took a bit of a tough angle. That ball was just right in the zone, DJ.
Yeah, and we talk about it a lot, Plank, of not just getting ahead in counts, but throwing competitive pitches. The pitch that Leach hit was lower in the zone. Pannell finding a pitch up in the zone and lacing it. Both have gone opposite field and squared Landry up.
Oh, it's a wild pitch. It gets away from Emmerling and safe. How did Bella miss? Was right in her mitt.
That was a pass ball.
Oh, Sooners.
Yep, and you could just see it be in Emmerling's glove, tip off the webbing and get away. Now, this is where the Sooners have got to calm down, right? We talked to Coach Gasso about it. You and I talked about it a lot in the pregame. This is a team right now that doesn't have some of the feelings that we've seen the last 4 years of this being, and it's wild that I'm about to say this, but being old hat, of being here.
Normal, yeah.
It's not. There is nothing about this experience that's normal for this entire infield, sans Sydney Sanders. So settle down early on in this ball game. But again, I'm going to say it over and over. This is where you got to nail it down because Tennessee is a momentum team. You cannot give them too much slack early in this ball game.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Dodge. There's a pitch that was just a little bit out. Ball 2 looked pretty good. Runner at third now. Tennessee strikes first on a wide pass ball that scores Taylor Panel from third. 1-0 Tennessee. The 2-0 pitch from Sam is way high. Ball 3.
Settle down. Across the board. Settle down. Do not let this moment get bigger than it needs to be. You got to score to win this ball game anyway. So let this settle in. Throw a ground ball.
3-0 pitch. There's a strike. We have a very animated but also delayed strike call consistently from Susan Eads. I don't know that we've had her behind home plate this season. Felt like it was someone we'd see more in the Big 12. 3-1 pitch here from Landry is ripped foul. Full count.
A little bit of a change of speeds there from Landry, and you could just see Dodge out front, but she recognized it. So a little bit of a reload with her hands there.
It's 2 strikes.
Good opening salvo from Tennessee. Can Oklahoma fight back? Here's the 3-2 pitch from Landry. Threw it right by her. Swing and a miss. 1 away.
Dirty. The drop ball coming in 3-2, and that pitch just falling off the table. And I say drop ball, curve ball. I thought it had a little more downward break than it did. But good pitch in on the hands of Dodge.
Here comes Sophia Nugent. Big season for Sophia Nugent. Had 6 RBI against Kentucky, and she takes strike 1. Runner at third is Taylor Panel. She had the double on a pitch that just caught a little bit too much of the plate from Sam. On an 0-2 count nonetheless. The 0-1, strike 2.
It's a good
Oh, no, it's 0-2. DJ, it's 0-2.
0-2.
Oh, no. This has been a tough spot for Sam Landry so far today. In all fairness, the opening hit was an 0-1 count, so...
And
Bella, well, no, this okay.
Sophia Nugent slowing things down a little bit.
Yeah, this is something that only Sophia Nugent does in the country. I don't see anyone else call timeout to go over and talk to their, and literally go into the dugout to talk to their hitting coach like she does with Craig Snyder. She doesn't go talk to Karen Weekly at third. She calls time and jogs over to talk to her hitting coach.
And it was automatic. As soon as that second strike was called, she took off across the box before she even asked for time. It was just automatic.
Here's the 0-2 from Landry. Fly to right field, pretty deep. That might be deep enough to score the run. It is. It's a sac fly RBI, and it's 2-0 Tennessee. But there's 2 away. Now Oklahoma will try to wash the mistakes of the first 2 batters.
And the thing about that pitch that I'm not crazy about, again, another 0-2 pitch that was squared up pretty well. And, I mean, sacrifice fly, that's Sophia Nugent just doing her job.
I think Jen Rocha sees it too. Here she comes.
I mean, that pitch, there has not been anything put in play against Landry thus far in this game that hasn't been squared up. And one thing Tennessee is doing, they're taking the ball the other way. Every single batter in this ball game has put a ball in play opposite field.
So what does that say to you?
Sitting a little bit late, trying to take away the off speed again. We saw Dodge struck out, but even you saw her reload on that off speed. So you can kind of see Tennessee setting a little bit of late rhythm, but also, I mean, hitting the ball where it's pitched. Sam Landry came in on the hands, but when she is going to the outer half of the plate, Tennessee is on time. So Landry going to need to work some off speed pitches. And try to get Tennessee out of time, because right now their timing, they're sitting and are completely in sync off of Sam Landry.
What's the counter? What's the adjustment?
First of all, I think big piece, better 0-2 pitches. Better 0-2 pitches. I know you got the out against Nugent, but that's something that's squared up 0-2 that shouldn't have that much meat to it.
Check swing foul to McKenna Gibson, strike one. Here's the unfortunate thing, too. Without the pass ball, this is a one-zip game with a runner at third and 2 outs.
Yeah.
You got to minimize those mistakes in these moments. McKenna Gibson, 2-time All-SEC first-team performer. Even with the plate, actually has it straddled. The 0-1, low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-0 Tennessee, they strike first. Nothing new for the Sooners. They've been the comeback kids all season long. Here's the 1-1. That's a good spot.
Yes.
Misses low, 2 balls and a strike.
I like that pitch. 56 miles an hour, a little bit of a change of speeds, low in the strike zone, but I think you want to see more deception out of that pitch. I like the location, but it's got to go through the zone just a hair more.
Here's the 2-1 from Sam. Strike 2. A little bit up.
Little elevated. Catching quite a bit of plate. I mean,
oof.
It had a little bit of a change of speeds to it, and you could see Gibson not on time.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-zip Tennessee. Top of the first inning. End this, Sam. End it right here. The pitch. Bounced foul at the plate. A leadoff single from Gabby Leach on the second pitch of the game. Taylor Panel took an 0-2 pitch into the right center field alley. After a strikeout of Ella Dodge, a pass ball scored Leach from third, then a sac fly from Sophia Nugent. 2-0 Tennessee. Here's the pitch from the Sooner All-American. A little bit up, full count. Texas awaits the winner. They dominated Florida in Game 1 today, 3-0. The loser of this game will play tomorrow against the Florida Gators. A really good team out of the SEC is going to go 2-Q.
Yep.
Here's the 3-2 pitch from Sam. Little looper on the infield. 1 hop. Nellie's got it. Throws. Got it. That was a little bit more spectacular than it needed to be. But the captain is there to fire everyone up as Oklahoma's got a counterpunch now. Tennessee, the Lady Vol strike first before we take our first timeout. Let's pause 10 seconds for all of our great affiliates to identify themselves. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield. Sooners have a hole to dig out of. We head to the bottom of the first inning. It's Tennessee 2, Oklahoma nothing. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has connected students and businesses with career training opportunities.
We help students explore their passions, and we help adults learn new skills for new careers.
We work directly with Oklahoma businesses to make sure you get the skills employers need.
Employers today care more about skills. That's why we offer training in school districts and technology centers statewide.
More Oklahomans value workforce education than ever before.
Oklahoma Career Tech.
A workforce solution.
The Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger is an all-time favorite. It brings so many flavors together in harmony, you might wonder if it's greater than the sum of its parts. It's got 2 all-beef patties, both of which fantastic. Crispy bacon, love that. Grilled onions, melty cheese. I mean, who would say no? And sweet and spicy pepper sauce. Yes, please. I guess we're kind of partial to every part. The Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger from Whataburger, just like you like it.
Cruise In Auto Spa, Norman's Car Wash, Detail, and Oil Change Center, where you can get the 7-day clean car guarantee. Now you can join the Cruise In Mobile Text Club. Text OU Free Wash to 855-592-0764 and receive a free car wash courtesy of Cruise In Auto Spa. Located at 1235 West Main in Norman, make sure to visit their website for more information, cruiseinautospa.com. Messaging and data rates may apply. Welcome back to Sooner Softball in the Women's College World Series, presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Today's game sponsor, the OU Community Cornerstone Partners, Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. It'll be Pickering, Parker, and then Pickering, Parker, and Nellie, and if anybody gets aboard, Gabby Garcia. Sooners down 2-0. By no means an insurmountable hole, but against Carlin Pickens, much rather be scoreless right now.
Not an impossible hill to climb by any means, but you can't give Carlin Pickens too much. I mean, you really can't. It's just, let's be realistic here. And Pickens, when she's on, she's tough to beat.
First pitch strike. If that's going to be a strike today, it's going to be tough. A little low and in. But it's kind of been a strike all day long, at least in that first inning.
Yeah, Eads behind the plate. Pretty big zone, really.
0-1, strike two.
From what we've seen so far in this ball game.
Quickly behind on the count, no balls and 2 strikes is Cassidy Pickering.
And I talked about a key offensively for the Sooners, getting to Pickens, but you've got to attack Pickens early in counts.
Ball one, a little bit low and away, though. Again, that looked to be just about the same spot as the 0-1 pitch was. Last season, Cassidy Pickering balled out in the Women's College World Series, as she did all year long. The 1-2 pitch, fouled straight back, had a good cut. She was named to the WCWS Women's College World Series All-Tournament team. Seemed like every highlight you watched with a big moment from last year, Cassidy Pickering was involved in some way, shape, or form. The 1-2 was a little bit in, 2-2.
It's a really good take on the inner part of the plate. Just in a little bit tight, but Pickering showing some good discipline. That's a tough pitch.
Probably not going to hit that anyway, unfortunately. Fouled off again, and that one right off the mid of Nugent.
Not when it's running in the upper 70s. makes that inside pitch just seem a little bit quick.
Pickens, of course, has risen to national fame with her velocity. She's thrown the hardest pitch in the history of college softball since we started recording it, and then topped it again last weekend against Nebraska. Here's the 2-2 to Pickering. Line drive, right field, caught. Leach positioned perfectly. It was smoked. One away.
And that's encouraging to see in a 2-strike count, Pickering able to square something up. I mean, that's a hard hit ball. I know it's an out and you hate not having your leadoff on, but having something squared up early in the game, that is information that Pickering's taken back to the dugout.
First pitch to the left-handed hitting Ella Parker is a little bit up, ball one. You heard the home plate umpire there say it was a little bit out and a little bit up. Gets us back to the conversation about strike zones and the tiny nature of them this year. The 1-0, big swing and a miss from Ella Parker.
And that's a tough pitch to hit. Drop ball on the inner part of the plate. A good hack from Ella Parker, but that's a really tough pitch to get on time for in on the hands.
She takes ball 2 low and away. Ella Parker, man, what a season.
And talk about overcoming some adversity in Ella Parker with some of the things she's had to deal with.
2-1 is a good off speed that's in for strike 2. Playing with fractures in her leg. I mean, it's unbelievable. 2-2. Line drive, deep to right field. It's gone! Ella Parker cuts it in half with a laser over the right field wall, and it's 2-1.
Big time.
Wow, what a shot.
Ella Parker taking a 76-mile-an-hour pitch on the inner part of the plate and absolutely turning on it. And again, I go back to Pickering. First First at bat of the game, squared it up. It was an out, but it was squared up and hit hard. And Ella Parker taking pitches and getting on time for that pitch on the inner half. It was a drop ball that just didn't quite get that movement vertically that Pickens was after, and Parker took advantage of it.
Here's Nellie. Nellie had a series to forget against Carlin Pickens, and she takes the first pitch low and in, ball one. Oh, the Sooner dugout is juiced, as you might imagine.
Well, that's huge. That answer back after Tennessee puts 2 on the board. I mean, you're feeling pretty good if you're Tennessee.
Ground ball, foul. Look out, Coach Castle.
Right? You put up a crooked number to start the ball game, and you got Pickens going into the circle. That's a good place to be to start a game if you're the Volunteers.
Oh, absolutely.
And you got to love chipping away immediately, already getting one back.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch to Nellie. Strike 2. Home runs this season, all season long, have been brought to you by the dedicated people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. Sooners, though, still trail it 2-1. Chalk up home run number 14 on the season for Ella Parker. Here's the 1-2 to Nellie. Couldn't stop her swing. Strike 3, 2 away. That was dirty.
Yeah, it took the words right out of my mouth. Inner part of the plate, it had screwball movement, but it also getting that downward drop movement as well. That's a tough pitch.
2-way. Here's Gabby Garcia. Maybe you're Sam Landry, you got to be feeling a little bit better after what Ella Parker just did for you there. First pitch to Gabby is way high, ball 1.
Yeah, getting one back. And inning's not over, but getting one back immediately is massive. Again, Tennessee is a team that takes every centimeter that you give them, so you've got to pull some of that slack back when you can.
The 1-0 pitch. That ball's hit to center field. Fiedler waves off everyone, makes the catch, and that'll do it. But Oklahoma strikes back. A much-needed run after a tough first inning on a solo home run from Ella Parker. And as we head to the second, Tennessee 2, Oklahoma 1. You're listening to Sooner Softball, presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. And today's game brought to you by the OU Community Cornerstone Partners, Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. The University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, know it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Don, we always love to hear where you're listening from. We call it our third inning shout-outs. If you're like Lar, who's checking in from Ardmore, Doug Hamilton down in Hockley, Texas. Our buddy Okie Phil, as always. I saw that Brad was up at 2:30 listening in Hong Kong this morning. John Amai is out in Stanford. Or John Amay, is out in Stanton, Texas. C. Mills, who's tuning in as always. Debbie and J.O. Parker in Iowa. Katie is in as always. And, oh, by the way, our buddy Joel Rogers in Rogersville and Mark Worley as always. Hit us up at OU on the air. We won't bust you out if you're at work, but just let us know where you're listening from, and we appreciate you making the Sooner Radio Network part of your Women's College World Series experience. With DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. It's 2-1 Tennessee. 2 runs in the first for Tennessee, a solo home run from Ella Parker in the bottom half, and McKenna Gibson will lead things off. This is where you just got to take care of business,
right? You got to take care of business.
Pardon me. Laura Mueller will lead things off.
You got to take care of business in the circle, but also the Sooner defense needs to settle down a little bit, too. This game would be tied up right now, right? Better angle in center field. We had the pass ball behind the plate as well, as that pitch just misses a bit inside for a ball. But, Tennessee has one legitimate run on the board. Settle in, settle down, and build off of the fact that you're squaring Pickens up early in this ballgame.
Ooh, the 1-0 is an off-speed that falls right in for strike one. That was nice.
Yeah. There's the off-speed, right? The off-speed is going to be critical.
1 ball and a strike to Mueller. The senior shortstop, there's a line drive, base hit, back-to-back innings where Tennessee gets the leadoff hitter aboard. That just caught a little bit too much of the plate. And here's Kinsey Fiedler.
And it was another off-speed pitch. Again, we kind of talked about this at the beginning of this ball game of Tennessee. They're geared up. They're sitting a little bit off speed. And they're trying to take away that pitch. And it's such an effective pitch for Sam Landry, but she's going to have to find a way to still mix it in and get these hitters off balance, because right now they're on time.
First pitch a little bit out, ball one. I wonder if there is a moment, there was, whenever Oklahoma played Tennessee in Palm Springs in 2023, Fiedler waits on the 1-0 pitch, slowing away 2-0. They relieved that Jordy Ball didn't really have it early on. Tennessee hit her hard. They brought in Nicole May, who stabilized things, and then Jordy came back and shut him down. Jada Coleman had the walk-off home run in that game. I blew a vocal cord out that game. The 2-0 pitch, swinging a foul tip right into the mitt. Blew a vocal cord out because of Jada's walk-off. That Sunday call was not good, DJ. But I can't help but wondering, okay, is there maybe knowing the success that Katie or even Audrey Lowry had, knowing how Tennessee has struggled against lefties, do you maybe think about that earlier than usual? That off speed is in for strike two.
If Tennessee is continuing up and down the lineup to put the ball in play hard against Landry, you have to consider it, right? And I think a lot of that right now, everything that's been put in play has been put in play pretty with some pretty good authority.
2-2 pitch is low and away, full count to Fiedler.
This game is still early now. I'm going to say a lot of pitches being thrown by Landry early in this game. About to throw her 30th.
21 in the first inning alone. Ground ball down the first base line, foul.
And that's good to see. Change of speeds, but you saw how out in front Fiedler was. Not on time, putting a defensive swing on that pitch. That's what we need to start seeing. Defensive swings, especially on those off-speed pitches coming from this Tennessee offense.
It's a full count. We haven't seen the runner with a willingness to go quite yet. The pitch, she isn't going here. It's a line drive caught by Agbayani. The throw behind first, not in time. One away. And again, another hard hit ball.
And it was off speed. Again, you're seeing Tennessee take these pitches that are coming in the mid-50s and adjust their timing. If you're Sam Landry, you've got to get that pitch lower in the zone, right? And try to get those chases with good deception. Try to get some movement on that off-speed pitch. Work it through the zone and let it have that downward movement and force Tennessee to pound it into the ground.
Here's the right-handed hitter, Emma Clark. First pitch low and in, ball one.
Didn't miss by much.
This is, I think, for me personally,
it's a good pitch.
This is the hardest stadium to truly gauge the strike zone. I just, from here, and we're lucky, our feed's a little bit delayed. The 1-0 pitch. That's a little low, 2-0. We're up pretty high. I think this is the highest setting we have. But it's kind of hard to tell until you watch the replay. How are you a pitch behind on the replay, or is it pretty much on?
It's about a pitch behind, which is helpful as far as strike zone goes.
Ooh, the 2-0 pitch looked pretty good, 3-0.
And that's so similar to the placement of the pitch to open up this count. And it's just a hair inside. It's not missing by much. But I will say, on the other side of the ball, we saw Pickens not getting that call in the inner half as well. So the strike zone is wide, but it's wide on the outside part of the plate. When that pitch is coming inside, which I don't like, right? If you're going to go inside, you've got to go inside hard with authority. You can't just bring the ball inside a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
No, good point.
I mean, those are good pitches. You start getting wide on the outer half, it gets a little squirrely.
3-0 count, 2-1. Lady Vols lead the Sooners. We're only in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch. 3-0 pitch. There's a strike. Here's what's frustrating about falling behind 3-0 to Emma Clark. In the last 10 games, she is just 5 for her last 26. She's hitting 192 in her last 10 games. You don't want to give her a free pass here. There's a line drive, right center field towards the alley. It's off the wall. Rounding third, they're going to send the runner. No, they'll hold her up again. Very similar situation to the last half inning where Karen Weekly had been waving home Laura Mealer, but at the last minute held her up. And it's a hard hit double into the gap. And here's Savia Morgan. Pretty good piece of hitting by Clark.
It was. I mean, everything we have seen from Tennessee has been gap to gap. But here's the issue with that pitch. Down in the zone, but not solidly on a corner.
Gotcha.
And just giving Clark the opportunity to get extended. It's a good job. Dayton getting the ball in off the wall. But here's where Tennessee thrives, right? You've got Morgan at the plate who's got good wheels. She can do a little bit of everything. So defense has got to step up here.
Everyone is in tight. The left-handed hitting Morgan, the freshman, takes strike one. Oh, ball. That was called a ball.
I'm not sure Eads has got a clear idea of her own strike zone at this point. That's been a strike all day.
Jen Roach is going to go out and chat with Sam Landry here. A couple weeks ago, we had Sam on the Sooner Sports Podcast, and it has been a very hotly debated topic in the sport of college softball this year, the shrinking strike zone.
Yep.
And I just asked her, kind of before we got going, I said, hey, has it been frustrating? She goes, it has, but I've learned to deal with it.
Yeah.
And it's something that you have to deal with. Now, I'm not saying that's why Tennessee is up 2-1. Please don't take it that way. But it's something that you gotta get comfortable with, and you got to be careful with, because Tennessee right now is making them pay. Whenever she misses even by the slightest or spot, they're putting it in a gap somewhere.
Now, I mean, we're seeing a game plan unfold for Tennessee right now. I mean, 1 through 9 so far, we're yet to really see a poor at-bat from Tennessee. I mean, we really are. Everything that's been put in play for the most part has been hit pretty hard. Mm-hmm. Everything for almost every batter in this lineup has gone deep into counts. Now, part of that is not getting those first pitch strikes, but we're seeing Tennessee be very aggressive, but they're also working these counts deep.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Morgan with the infield in, bounced foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, the Sooners could use a strikeout here, but Gabby Leach waits on deck. She lined one right over Gabby Garcia's head her last time up. Ball and a strike to Morgan, who is a .338 hitter.
It would not shock me to see some short game here.
Well, this is the count to probably do it. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. It's a bouncer to the right side. Sanders is going to come home now. They got the runner caught in a rundown. Fake throw by Bella to Nelly. Nelly fakes the throw, throws late. The tag got her. 2 away. Good job by Sid Sanders. You watch Sam Landry quickly get the ball back in the circle. Time is granted, and there's 2 away. That was a big-time play by the senior, Sid Sanders, 2 away.
And if anyone knows how to defend that play, it's the Oklahoma Sooners, right? That is a play directly out of Coach Gasso's playbook that she's been doing forever. on making what should be a routine play out of the ordinary and trying to put pressure on a defense and force an infield to make a mistake. So you could just see the entire thing unfold. But big out, but even bigger spot here against Gabby Leach.
Last time up, she singled on an 0-1 pitch. She takes strike one. I don't know how that was a strike. I'm not going to.
And opening the count off speed, that pitch a little bit elevated in the strike zone. It's a strike when we watch it, but has that been a strike all day? No, not really. So a little bit of an inconsistent zone.
No balls and a strike. Keep the ball down here, Sam. Block it, Ella. Pitch. A little bit low. Should say Bella Emmerling. The Sooner fans in the front row are livid at that non-strike call.
And I like the spot. A little bit off the plate, but the height is key.
Nicole May, one of the more animated voices behind the Sooner dugout. Here's the pitch from Landry. Bounce to the left side. Garcia has it, throws. What a half inning for the Sooners. What a half inning for the Sooners. They flirt with a bit of adversity and battle through and get out of it unharmed. And what has Coach Gasso's big message been? Let your defense do some work. Keep the ball on the field. Or keep the ball in the yard, if you will.
And that's exactly what we saw. In a position for Tennessee, leadoff hitter up, 2 runners in scoring position, and making a pitcher's pitch to let your infield get you out of a jam.
We head to the bottom of the second inning. Hold on. It's 2-1 Tennessee. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Big wins are blooming across Riverwind Casino, and the jackpots have never been sweeter.
Go all in on your favorite table games.
Hedge your bets on the biggest wins and unbeatable entertainment. Use your wild card for the best perks and the top rewards.
And play for your share of the $100,000 Lucky May Days giveaway. Win with the best.
And we'll see you at Riverwind.
Hey Sooner Nation, I'm Sydney Sanders with OU Softball. As a proud sponsor of OU Athletics, William and Lauren outfits us in custom suits that boost our confidence both on and off the field. Their perfectly tailored clothing ensures every Sooner stands out in comfort and style at prices that make luxury accessible. Visit William and Lauren in Oklahoma City or online at williamandlauren.com. Dress like a champion and make your style as legendary as OU Softball.
Hey, OU fans, last year was a big year for us, but we're calling it now. This year is game-changing. Call it your staycation destination, your Beat the Heat retreat, your after-sport resort. Indoor and outdoor pools, thrilling rides, restaurants, spa, swim-up bar, and more. We just call it Okana. And it's open now, just east of downtown OKC, right on the river. Okana Resort and Indoor Water Park. Learn more at okanaresort.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Oklahoma. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Along with DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. Our producer in the Learfield studios is our buddy Darren McDermott. 2-1, the Lady Vols lead the Sooners as Sid Barker will lead things off for Oklahoma. Barker, Sanders, and Ogbayani with OU down a run after a nerve-wracking, nail-biting top of the second inning. First pitch to Barker, check swing on a pitch a little bit low and in that I think has been a strike.
It hasn't been a strike because it's on the inner half, but it should be a strike. I mean, that pitch even a little bit further in on the river than even where Sam Landry's catching that inside corner, but the inside corner is non-existent.
Ball 2. Oh, they're going to say Barker went on the swing.
What?
Oh, I don't know about that. By the way, not a reviewable play. It is in baseball. It's not in softball. Looked pretty good, like a check swing from here. 1-1 count now to the right-handed hitting Barker, who swings and rips one foul. Look out in the stands. That's going to leave a mark. Protect your loved ones.
And Plank, I'm going to ask you a question because they were showing it on ESPN, and I'm kind of curious. The holdup of Mueller. all in all, agree, she probably would have been completely done at the plate. But the way that the rest of the inning played out...
Right, it looks like a miss.
Well, do you think that there is that, gosh dang it, coming from Coach Weekly of going, do you try to put the pressure on Agbayani, try to get, as much as I hate to say it, an obstruction call? I mean...
Yep. Which is still the most confusing thing in this sport. 2-2 is their check swing again. That pitch skipped way early, ball 3. Here's the thing with Pickens. She's unbelievable, but she has, when she's struggled, things like this. Sophia Nugent already out talking to her.
Well, and her 2-strike pitches in this ballgame have not been good. I mean, so far. And still early, only in the second inning. But she's gotten ahead in counts, and she hasn't been able to really slam the door. I mean, when you're pumping the gun in the upper 70s and you get 2 strikes, it should, for the most part, be curtains, right? Especially if you've got that good rise well drop ball like Pickens has. But she hasn't really had that explosive movement with 2 strikes.
Mm-hmm. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Barker. Ripped down the left field line. Foul. Boy, Sid Barker's seeing her pretty well right now.
I like the calmness coming from Barker in the box. First Women's College World Series plate appearance, just looks cool as can be.
She's been here 1,000 times before. See if she can get the Sooner leadoff hitter aboard here. The 3-2 bounced foul down the third base line. Barker is our Loves Travel Stops player to watch. Loves Travel Stops is the heart of the highway. She can kind of give you an idea of how much of a factor she's become. She didn't have an at-bat against Tennessee during their regular season series. 3-2, line drive, right field, base hit. Leadoff single for Sid Barker.
And what a good piece of hitting. The drop ball down in the zone. Tremendous at-bat from Sid Barker, and that was a tough pitch. It didn't quite get to a corner, but had she taken it, it would have been ball 4. Went down and got it, and I got to say this, Gabby Leach out in right field, cutting that ball off right on the line, holding her to a single. That was a big-time play from Gabby Leach. Sid Sanders swings through the first pitch for strike 1. Sanders in the series against Tennessee at home went 2 for 8, had a double and a home run. She takes ball 1 low here. In the Women's College World Series, it's wild to see Sid Sanders hitting just 200 in her career, but she has 7 runs batted in. 1-1, had a good cut, fouled it straight back. You watch, I was joking earlier, I'm not joking, I was bringing the point up earlier, Deej. You watch those highlights from last year's World Series, and there's always a moment with Cassidy Pickering seemingly everywhere, but it just feels like Sid Sanders has been in the middle of everything, too. She get one here, the 1-2. No, she can't. Wow. Pickens, a little attitude as she nods towards the circle, gets the strikeout, her second of the game. Struggles against Tennessee continue for Sid Sanders. 1 out for Ilana Agbayani.
Second baseman, number 50, Ilana Agbayani.
Pickens does not mess around. She's ready to go. First pitch to Ilana. Oh, she was way out in front of that. Strike 1.
And we're seeing Pickens last couple of batters. We saw it against Sanders. Now opening the count, Agbayani. Something a little bit different. And what's wild is her off speed comes in the 60s.
The 0-1 bounce to the left side, deep in the hole. The play will be to second. That's the only play they get, as Agbayani reaches on the fielder's choice, but Barker is retired at second, and there's 2 away. Agbayani was 0 for 9 against Tennessee, and here comes Bella Emmerly, who was 0 for 8 during the regular season. So I'm going to stop looking at those regular season
I was going to say, I'm like, as you're rattling off those stats,
oh my gosh.
And I think such a big part is that pitch misses low and inside. Seems to be a common theme today with Eads behind the plate. But to continue to have success against Pickens and find a way to win this ballgame, the bottom half of this lineup is going to have to step up and have good at-bats.
Did she swing? She did on a pitch way up and away. I mean, way out of the zone, 1-1. She tried to hold back, but it was too late. 1 ball and a strike. 2-1, the Lady Vols lead it. We're in the bottom of the second inning. A lot of softball to go. Agbayani at first with 2 outs. The 1-1, swing and a miss, blew it by her. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
We kind of see Pickens get into the bottom part of this lineup, settling in a little bit.
Big breath from Emmerling as the Sooner catcher digs back in. Here comes the 1-2. She held her swing on that. You brought this up. She has 2 strikeouts, so we're not getting too carried away here. But some of the 2-strike pitches have not been good. Competitive, yeah.
And that one's another example. And I don't think, as that pitch misses way wide too, I don't think Pickens is completely on. At least she has not shown early in this game. I really don't. The misses are big. We're not seeing explosive movement. We're really not. We're seeing overpowering speed, some placement early in counts.
3-2. Well, threw it right by her on ball 4 probably.
Yeah.
And that'll do it for the Sooners. They strand the leadoff runner and we'll head to the third. Oklahoma 2, the Lady Vols 2, Oklahoma 1. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said,
if it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
It's third inning time. We'll see the Sooners back to the batter's box, back in the dugout. They trail it 2-1 to the Lady Vols. Sooner softball presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. And today's game sponsored by the OU Community Cornerstone Partners, Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. The University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. First in today was Danny, the Duckster down in Lubbock, Texas. I'm not saying anyone should do this, but he checked in an hour before first pitch.
Okay.
Maybe even an hour and a half. But well done, Duckster. TJ Holloway is tuned in. Ron and Tracy in Section 7. Johnamai's in the house. As I think that's twice for you, Johnamai. I think I said your name wrong twice. Sharice is in Austin. Bobby McKay is up in BA. And Trey Linda Kerr and her mom are both tuned in today, listening in. What a great pick of mom with the clutchness hat on, Trey Linda. Becky is in West Tulsa. Sooner or later, synced us up from the ranch outside Richland Springs, Texas. Gunny is in Porter, and Shannon checking in from Wichita, Kansas. Well, this is the part of the lineup that gave Sam Landry problems. Let's see how she handles it. Taylor Panel doubled and scored one of the 2 first-inning runs for Tennessee. We're underway now in the top of the third inning. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Vols, 1 and 2 for the Sooners. First pitch, low and in, ball 1.
Would really like to see Sam retire the first out of the inning. Right now, the Volunteers 2 for 2, putting the leadoff runner on. Find a way to sit Panel down and start working with outs on the board.
1-0 is bounced to the left side under the glove of Nelly. To Gabby, throws, got her. It got under Nelly. Gabby was right there. There's one away.
Huge out, and can we just appreciate the throw from Gabby Garcia? 5-6 hole on a ball that wasn't hit very hard. And Gabby Garcia didn't even check down. She didn't have time. Loaded it up, got rid of it, and that was just flat out hose.
First swing and a miss on that off speed. Ella Dodge was thinking something else was coming. Strike one.
So that off-speed pitch had downward movement on it, right? It was deceptive out of the hand. It came through the strike zone, but then you saw it fall out of the zone. That is the location.
No balls and a strike. That pitch just missed low, 1-1. That looked like a pretty good 0-1 pitch, too. Ella Dodge is the only strikeout victim so far for Tennessee, a .242 hitter with 7 home runs. She rips one foul down the first base line.
So I've talked about it, and I'm going to continue because we're seeing it play out. We're starting to see Tennessee get out of sync on those off-speed pitches. That pitch came in at 55, but it was deceptive out of the hand, and it's a strike, but it has downward movement. That's the difference between those off-speed pitches and what we saw early in the first and second.
That misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sooners are wearing the white Oklahoma tops with crimson Oklahoma and what Nat Davis Jones has taught me is no longer the Oklahoma Jordan font. It is the Boomer font.
I like it.
I like it. Thank you, Nat. 2-2, a little low and away. The crimson pants with the white pipings. Crimson stirrups and socks with white shoes, which means a lot to the old heads.
Yep.
Tennessee in their all-orange uniform with white socks, horizontal orange, and it's like the Summit blue stripes with Tennessee across their chest. The 3-2 pitch, grounded foul.
You're talking about white cleats. There used to be so few teams that wore white. Now you see a lot more often.
A lot more often. And, you know, I like the stories whenever I'll talk to former players like yourself whenever they get in trouble and they lose their white cleats.
Yep.
Here's the 3-2 pitch, ball 4. There's a walk as Sophia Nugent will head to the plate. 2-1 Sooners trail it. Yeah, there's we got caught up with Fale the other day. Fale Steele, whose gorgeous baby boy was accompanying her. And we were talking about a trip where when they came back after the trip, no more white cleats.
Hey, it's happened to me. I think anyone who's gone through the program, it's happened at one point or another.
Nugent had the sac fly her first time up, is way late on the first pitch, strike one. Quite a season for Nugent, .302 average. Leads the team with 17 home runs. This is not an overly impressive offensive numbers team, is Tennessee. And the 0-1 from Sam. Low and in.
It's not, and it's one of those teams, and I'm going to say this as Dodge just walked, but this is an offense that takes advantage of the little things really well, right? They run well. We're yet to see them do it against the Sooners, but they run well when they get free passes or they get doors opened for them.
1-1 pitch. It looked like she swung. What are we doing here? Check with it. No, they're going to say she didn't.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike. Pitch that was a little bit low. Sooner fans love nothing more than letting the umpires hear it.
I'll say this, though. If we saw 2 check swings that were strikes, that absolutely should have been.
Here's the 2-1, Landry. Popped out on the infield. Garcia's got it. 2 away. It's a good out. Big out.
Big out, big pitch. On the inner half. And just sawing off Nugent. That's a really nice location on the inner part of the plate. But kind of back to what you were talking about a little bit, Plank, of this offense not just blowing you off the page.
Yeah.
And Coach Gasso said this in the pregame, and I think it's a really great way to sum up this Tennessee offense. If you open up a door for them at all, they take full advantage.
Absolutely. And that's what the Sooners did in the first. First pitch strike to McKenna Gibson.
And it may not always be flashy. It may not always be, a home run ball. It may not always, kind of have these massive averages. But they find a way to get a clutch hit when they need it. And if you make a mistake, they absolutely take advantage of it.
0-1, check swing foul. No balls and 2 strikes.
It's a good rise ball from Landry up in the zone.
The fun thing that's happening in the radio booth right now is watching the play and then watching DJ turn to watch the TV monitor, which is about a good 10 seconds delayed, maybe more than that from what we're seeing on the field.
Well, usually we've got a little bit of a better angle to the strike zone.
0-2 is ripped into left center field. Pickering dropped it. Dropped it. They're going to send the runner home. The throw is on line, on time. Safe! Pickering dropped it in left field. It popped out of her mitt, and it's 3-1 Tennessee.
And you knew, we had just talked about it in the bottom half of the second of, did Coach Karen Weekly go, should I have sent her? And you knew it was full send. Without a doubt, with 2 outs, that she was sending Dodge the entire way in such an uncharacteristic mistake coming from Pickering. I mean, that's a catch. She had to go a bit for it, but that's a catch. Pretty routine plank, I would say.
And it just got far enough away from Dayton where she couldn't corral it quickly enough to get the throw in. Oh, what a gut punch. Laura Mueller takes ball 1.
And if you look at the scoreboard right now, 3-1 Tennessee, 2 of those runs shouldn't be up on that board.
That's right. 1 ball and no strikes, way outside 2-0. Might want to go talk to Sam, calm her down a little bit here.
And at a point where you're kind of starting to see Sam throw some better pitches.
Yeah.
But this defense, particularly in the outfield, has made a couple uncharacteristic mistakes today.
2 balls and no strikes. Grounded towards short. Garcia will shovel to second. That'll do it. Oklahoma's hole's a little deeper now. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's 3-1 Lady Vols. But this has been a cardiac team all season long, and by no means are they out of it. Hey, by the way, thanks to Marty, who's tuned in Manhattan, Kansas. Randy in his recliner in Jennings. Nina Stuckey has got us down in Denton. Chris is at Vance Air Force Base. Lynn and Kathleen Dowdy in Norman. And shouts out to Kayla Hargis in Hereford, Texas. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Those shout-outs are presented by Oklahoma Career Tech, preparing Oklahomans to succeed in the workplace, in education, and in life. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
In the heart of Norman, where the fans are loud and Sooner spirit soars, there's a team caring for our community with the same level of passion. Norman Regional, Norman's leader in health and wellness care. Just as we stand behind our Sooner softball team, Norman Regional stands behind you. From orthopedics to heart care and the routine checkups that keep you on your A-game, Norman Regional is dedicated to providing the best care right, because this is our home turf and we're committed to keeping it healthy, strong, and vibrant. Visit normanregional.com or call 405-515-5000 today.
While other dealers are offering the same deals, you'll get more at Bob Moore Ford. Right now, get employee pricing on over 500 new Ford trucks, Broncos, and SUVs. Plus, Bob Moore gives you 1 year of maintenance included. Get Ford employee pricing now and maintenance included for the next year only at Bob Moore Ford. Conveniently located on Southeast 89th and I-35. Or browse our entire selection online at bobmooreford.com. Offer ends 6/2/25.
Have lunch at Norman's favorite hidden treasure, Midway Deli, tucked away at the corner of Chautauqua and Eufaula. We may be a little hard to find, but we're even harder to forget. Midway features delicious gourmet sandwiches and a great selection of homemade soups, pastas, and stews. Whether it's lunch or catering or booking our food truck, you'll love the food from Midway. Open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. Breakfast is served all day. The Midway, serving great food to Norman since 1955.
3-1, the Sooners trail Tennessee. Jerry Isbell is in, as is Marika Tripp, who's tuned in up in Tahlequah. Christy McMurphy Favors asked any pitch clock, action clock issues. I won't lie to you, I don't even see the pitch clock. The action clock was usually down the left field line. There it is, right center field. I don't think either side has come too terribly close to it yet, Christy. So thank you. Kevin came off his sales route early to listen from the house in Johns Island, South Carolina. And the crew from the Fred Jones Jr. Museum of Art on the University of Oklahoma Norman campus say they just have, I guess you could say, dignified that Ella Parker home run as a work of art.
I think that's fair.
9-1-2 here. Sooners. See if they can counterpunch after the kind of frustrating top half of the third. Here's the first pitch to Abby Dayton, low ball 1. Now, interestingly enough, they did not rule the play in left center field an error. They ruled it a hit. So.
Oh, no, I think they did. I think they just put it up there.
Okay, there you go. Then they just changed it. The official scores didn't even have it as a hit. The 1-0 is in for a strike, 1-1.
And, you and I were kind of debating's not the right word, but that's what I'm going to use. Routine play, tough play. I err more on the side of she had a good jump off the bat, and
1-1 is low ball 2.
Should have absolutely been a play that was made.
It was not necessarily a routine play. It wasn't a pop fly. It was a hard hit ball in the gap. She had a lot of room to make up. But again, it's a play Cassidy Pickering and All-American typically makes. That's why it was a little bit more shocking. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Dayton got caught midway between trying to stop her swing, like me trying to speak, and trying to swing.
And I think something we have seen, and this kind of started in the second inning, the check swings that we're starting to see from the bottom part of this Sooner lineup.
2-2 pitch. Up and in, ball 3.
A little less of an attack mode and not having aggressive swings coming from Pickens.
Full count here to date. Actually hit .444 against Tennessee. Ground ball back to Pickens. She backhands it, throws, got her, 1 away.
Pickens did that with a little bit of sass.
Here's the thing. Pickens, if she is your pitcher,
you love her.
Oh, when she's against you and she's cooking, she got a little edge, a little cockiness to her, but that turns quickly. If things start going south, man, it's hard to bring her back. So if the Sooners can get a little bit of something going, they might be able to stem this momentum. First pitch to Pickering is a little bit low, ball 1.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head playing the last thing. And first time through the lineup, I don't think Pickens was at her best.
Yep.
I don't. So don't want to give her an opportunity to get settled.
2-0 count now to Pickering. Oklahoma has just 2 hits on the board. One of them the solo home run from Ella Parker. But let's remember a mediocre Nebraska offense scored 5 runs on her.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunt that's foul. Oh, what a great idea by Pickering. But it just rolled foul. Panel was well off that line and deep. 2 balls and a strike. Pickering had a great series against Tennessee. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball sharply hit towards second off a big hop, dodge, throws. And for the Sooners, there's quickly 2 away in the third. Here's Ella Parker. Well, just make it an Ella Parker home run day. Let's just hit another one here. Make it 3-2.
Nella, great at bat, obviously getting the production of the home run, but overall, watching the adjustment in the middle of the at bat, Pickens blew a pitch by her on the inner half.
First pitch ball.
Just outside, not.
You hear the home plate umpire explaining where that was, just a little bit out. Pretty good spot.
Yeah. I'd throw it there too, because in the first inning, that was pretty much a strike.
Yeah. Here's the 1-0 to Parker. Low ball 2.
But Parker getting overpowered on a pitch on the inner half, and then Pickens going right back to the same pitch, and Parker making the adjustment. Love it.
Well, Ella's ahead on the count. 2 balls and no strikes here. The pitch from Pickering. Check swing. Ooh, doesn't matter. That's a strike this time on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike.
A lot of counts in this ball game that Pickens has been behind. 2-0, 2-1.
Big swing and a miss. Parker kicks the dirt outside the batter's box, and the count is evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nelly waits on deck.
And that's a pretty good
down
pitch.
2, yeah.
Pickens just took a little bit off of it.
Here's the 2-2. Got her. Inning over. Pickens letting everyone know about it. A quick 1-2-3 through what's been one of the hottest parts of the lineups. this postseason, for the Sooners. And as we head to the fourth, it's Tennessee 3, Oklahoma 1. Thanks as always for tuning in. Our buddy Shane Sanders, Vince, Paul, and Rudy in Norman, Joe Fournier in Pensacola, Zane, Jana, Rick checking in for North Huntington, Pennsylvania, Colleen and Zia. You're listening to Sooner Softball from Learfield.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
My son, Ricky, took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me, and I contemplated suicide. My grandson, I was going to have to be here for him. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe.
Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Whether Brahms is your stop for a burger and ice cream or your weekly trip for groceries from the Fresh Market, Brahms is proud to be a part of your family's tradition. Brahms Farm Fresh for over 50 years, proud partners of Sooner Athletics. We'd like to thank the OU Community Outreach Partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola. The University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. Big thanks, DJ Sanchez, as we head to the fourth with Tennessee up 3-1. Big thanks to Tony Jones and the Fowler Toyota crew. They hooked me up this weekend. We are down a car in our family. My daughter, she had an issue, so we're down a car. And they were kind enough to hook me up, and I got a Prius, and I'd never driven one before.
How is it?
The fuel gauge never moves, and that's
that's an amazing feeling, isn't it, Blank?
Last night I had to run home because I forgot a few things before I rejoined the team at the team hotel, and the fuel gauge still hasn't moved.
Hey.
So Tony, thank you. If you guys have any new or used cars, pre-owned car needs, go see them. It's an incredible group of people at Fowler Toyota. Jonathan, an incredible supporter of OU and the NIL opportunities. It's a great group of people at Fowler Toyota.
Absolutely. We just did some business, personal family business with Fowler last week.
Great people.
Yep.
All right, we do have an adjustment, and you alluded to this. Hannah Core is now in the game. She's the best defensive outfielder for the Sooners. She's in center. Pickering is now in right, and Abby Dayton in left. Hannah Core has experience out there in center field, and she's their best defensive outfielder. And
one thing that Tennessee right now, one thing that has been a game changer in this ball game, I mean, they're hitting gap to gap, but there have been a couple things happen in the outfield, and you go beyond Pickering dropping that ball. Again, not typically what we see, but there have also been a couple angles that have not looked quite right. So trying to minimize the damage.
Fiedler pops one into left field. It's in foul territory, but out of the reach of everybody. Kinsey Fiedler lead things off. So as of now, it would appear as if Core is going to be in Sydney Barker's spot, but we'll see if that shifts because Barker has one of the two Sooner hits and is due up third in the bottom of the fourth inning. 3-1, the Lady Vols lead it. Fiedler lined out to short her last time up, and now we have our first issue with the pitch watch. Time is granted. It's usually been a grace period the first time,
which I think is fair.
Yeah. It's when it happens more than once that it gets enraging. 0-1 is grounded softly towards second. Agbayani underhands to first. There's one away.
Good to see back-to-back innings where the leadoff batter has been retired.
Let's pause 10 seconds for all of our great affiliates to identify themselves. You're listening to Sooner Softball in the Women's College World Series. Emma Clark doubled her last time up. She digs in with one out in the top of the fourth inning. First pitch low, ball one. 3-1, the Lady Vols lead it. The Tennessee rooting section has had plenty to cheer about behind the first base dugout. The 1-0, pop foul. I had somebody ask, and I understand why the question would be asked. If you have us synced up with the TV side, you might notice that there is a Tennessee person behind home plate that has a laptop. There is an OU person and a Texas person sitting next to him as well. So there is nothing wrong with that as the 1-1 misses low, 2-1.
I like it, though. I like the...
Yeah. I think the question was, why is there a guy who looks like a Tennessee coach with a laptop behind home plate? Well, that's where they allow the advanced scouting to take place. Gabby's down there taking care of it for the Sooners. 2-1 pitch is in for strike two. Texas's pitching coach is down there, and then I'm
sure Texas Tech has got someone down there as well.
Sure they do. It's kind of prominent, and it always looks a little bit suspicious. Our buddy Ryan Wondrosik will be down there every now and then. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Emma Clark. Headed home. Low and in. Gets to the backstop. Full count.
You want to talk about analytics and scouting. Ryan Wondrosik is about as good as they come.
He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible. The secret sauce is what Coach Gasso refers to it as. Now everybody's doing it. Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Landry, ball four.
And this is so similar to what we saw in the third, right? Retired the first batter. Second batter of the inning, a walk. And unfortunately in the third, that walk is what came around to score. So, again, just free passes are something that have got to be minimized, especially Emma Clark. 8-hole has really struggled here as of late. Go right at her.
Hitting just over 100 in her last 10 games, and she's been on base both times. First pitch to Morgan is a strike. Savia Morgan reached on a fielder's choice her last time up.
And Emma Clark does not have any stolen bases on the year, but Morgan has got some wheels, and I said this in her last at bat. I keep expecting to see some sort of short game trying to put pressure on this defense.
There's that bunt attempt. She missed it, though. Strike two. Seems as if it's a Sooner team that they need a little bit of a spark.
Mm-hmm.
They need something, some positivity. Thought it might have been after the play in the second inning, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going against Carlin Pickens. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Bounced foul down the first base line.
Well, and that's such a tightrope that you walk when you've got Pickens in the circle. And I'm not going to sit here and act like she's not tremendous. She absolutely is. And there is only, when you start getting to her, again, I think early in this ball game, I don't think that she was really breaking her pitches well. At this point, she's retired 6 in a row, and we're starting to see her settle in, and that's the last thing you want.
There's a line drive down the left field line, foul. Bounds off the sidewall. Good hustle by our third base umpire to get over there. Chad Steers, Big 12 legend. He's bounced around a little bit, too. I think some of the Big 12 guys from last year have been doing more Big 10 softball, too, throughout the season. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Landry, low and in the dirt. Really good job by Bella Emmerling. It's kind of been a bit of a struggle for her at times this season, but she gets out and smothers that. Texas awaits the winner, Florida the loser. Texas beat Florida 3-0 in dominating fashion today in Game 1. Sooners trail this one 3-1 in the top of the fourth inning. They are the home team. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Landry. Way inside, 2-2. They clear the stands between the first and the second session, and Everyone's still in. You always see motion around this stadium. That's one thing you always see. People always move. 2-2. Way late on the swing, but gets a piece of it to foul it off. Good at bat going on here for Morton. If it's down the right field line, walking between the main grandstands and the outfield, or walking in front of the right center field, there's always something going on here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Landry. The pitch. Grounder towards short. Could be 2 to second for 1 to first. Ring it up. 6-4-3 double play against one of the fastest runners on the Volunteers roster. Maybe the spark the Sooners needed. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 3-1 Tennessee. This is Sooners softball from Learfield.
Hey there, I'm singer-songwriter Lainey Wilson. On my Whirlwind World Tour, I've lost count of the miles, the roads, twists, turns, pit stops, and drive-thrus we've been through. But wherever the road takes me, I'm never too far from a taste of home. Thanks to Whataburger and my favorite, the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. Open all day and all night with food that makes us feel like we're from here, wherever here is. Say it with me now. What a burger!
What if you could make your energy dollars go further this summer? Switch to OG&E Smart Hours and pay nearly half price for electricity for 19 hours every weekday and all weekend long. So go ahead, bake an extra batch, stream another episode, and make your evenings cooler. Just switch your energy use to the 19 daily Smart Hours to help the grid, the environment, and your wallet. Sign up today to receive nearly half-priced electricity at oge.com/smarthours.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger, and you can get started now by saving when you join today. We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need, and you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Hurry in. This classic card offer ends May 30th. Don't miss out.
See Home Club for details.
3-1, the Sooners trail. And hey, shouts out to Candy and Kelly, who have us tuned in here in the stands today. My buddy Mark checked in and said they're listening to you while I'm sitting next to them. You and DJ. Miss Jane Jetson is north of the DFW airport. Our buddy Shane Sanders in the SAS Coliseum. Larry in the St. Pete Sooner Inn. Sooner Judy in Silver City, New Mexico. Let's get the rally going. Sooners trail at 3-1.
This is, sorry, Plank. This just feels like one of those turning points in the ballgame. 3-4-5 for the Sooners. Pickens has had two good innings where she has retired 6 in a row, striking out 3 of those since the second. And you can kind of see Pickens starting. She fielded that ground ball last inning. I'm like, she did that with some little bit of sass behind it, where she is starting to kind of feel it a little bit. This is where the Sooners need to break this up and put some pressure back on Tennessee, because you can kind of see Tennessee's demeanor right now. They feel in control of this ballgame, and Oklahoma needs to remind them, not so fast, because right now you can kind of see Tennessee starting to get very comfortable.
This is, and these are the types of games where Tennessee has had success this season, when they get out to an early lead. We have a little longer delay than normal because Coach is doing her mid-inning interview with ESPN. I want to remind you, you got a chance to experience Oklahoma football like never before with an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. You can check it out at Soonersports.com/stadium tours. I think those are still available. And download the Sooner Sports Podcast. Got a new episode of the Double Take Pod that drops right now at Soonersports.com/podcast, presented by Allstate and Riverwind Casino. That's Rodney Anderson and Caleb King Kelly. First pitch low and into Nelly. Struck out her last time up. Along with our producer back in the Learfield studio, Darren McDermott, we approach the later stages of this game as the 1-0 pitch misses inside 2-0.
Just as a pitcher, I'm very upset with the inside corner. Both ways. That pitch was inside. It was a good take by Nelly, but that inside corner has been tough.
Fouled it off. Strike one, 2-1. Well, Nelly had a rough series. It was just 1 for 9 against Tennessee. Now 1 for 10 against him this season, but has been one of the more consistent hitters for the Sooners this season. The 2-1 is called strike 2.
All right, I'm going to say it. Her strike sounds terrible.
It's a little inconsistent.
That's not even remotely close. And you could even see Pickens turn around, kind of grin, going, I got away with one there.
Here's the 2-2. There's ball 3, similar to the same spot. The fans are letting her have it. Full count. Oklahoma has had the leadoff hitter aboard just once this game, and that came in the second inning. Let's see if Nelly can change it here with a full count pitch from Carlin Pickens, who asks for time well in advance of the pitch clock expiring. I think there's about 5 seconds left, but that doesn't mean they're not letting her have it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, ball 4.
There we go.
Tyne run comes to the plate.
Big time. It's a great at-bat by Nelly. Again, breaking some things up. Tennessee is getting a little too comfortable out there, so this offense has got to find a way to put some pressure on Pickens.
So I think they shifted Barker to the DP and put Core in Parker's place, because Barker's in the on-deck circle. First pitch to Gabby Garcia is in for a strike. Garcia flied out to center field her last time up.
Yeah, and that's such a great move, being able to keep Barker's bat.
Here's the 0-1. Low, ball 1. All right. I see who's making the noise. There is a group of Sooner alums down in the front row that are just wearing out the home plate umpire. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Gabby. Bounced foul off her foot. Yeah.
Delayed call all the way around.
You got Kaylee Clifton, Shay Knighton. Looks like Alyssa Brito is down there. Alina Torres. Among the Sooners that I can make out from up here.
Jada Coleman.
There's Jada. Jocelyn Allo. Swing and a miss. 1 away. Here's Sid Barker.
And a big hack from Gabby Garcia. That's a good pitch on the outer half from Pickens.
Here's Sid Barker. Pretty good comeback strikeout from Pickens. Barker singled her last time up.
Beyond Ella Parker, Barker's had the best at-bat off of Pickens today.
First pitch, strike. Cole May down there amongst the championship Sooners leading the cheers. Here's the 0-1 to Barker. Check swing on a pitch that, at least from here, looked a little bit up. Strike 2. Yeah,
a little elevated.
No balls and 2 strikes. This is kind of become consistently inconsistent. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3, 2 away. What a bounce back from Pickens with a little help from the lady in blue. 2 away. Well, I told you before the game, this has the feel of one of those Sid Sanders postseason kind of moments. The Sooners need some energy. They need a spark. Sid struck out her last time up. First pitch, a little bit low, ball 1.
That's a strike.
That was a strike to the last 2 batters.
Well, and I think that one legitimately is a strike. A little bit low as I watch it on replay, but I think what we're starting to see is Pickens is throwing her rise ball through the zone.
There's a strike, 1-1.
And the home plate umpire, Susan Eads, is watching the break come through the strike zone, and it's finishing at the top of the zone. But we're starting to see Pickens get that rise ball through the zone, and that's not a good thing.
1-1 was a good cut as Sanders fouled it off. Ilana Agbayani waits on deck. Leadoff walk to Nellie McEnroe-Marinas. Pickens strikes out Garcia and Barker, the freshman. Now the senior, Sid Sanders, behind on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back, good cut.
It's a good hack from Sid. On a tough pitch, up and away. But you've got to hack at that pitch with 2 strikes.
Especially with the way that things have seemingly gone this half inning. That on that. Here comes the 1-2. Low, 2-2. Good eye by Sanders. Tennessee infield. Mueller at short. Dodge at second. Handle at third. Bark words of encouragement towards the circle at Pickens. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to Sanders. Low and in, ball 3.
Really good discipline coming from Sid Sanders. Pickens going to the drop ball. And Sanders not having anything to do with it, but really good at bat from Sanders here.
3-2 pitch, runner goes, fouled straight back. What a cut by Sanders. She was all over it. 72 miles an hour, and she fouled it straight back.
Isn't it wild when 72's taken a little bit off of it?
The 3-2. Ball 4. That wasn't close.
What a great at-bat from Sid Sanders. Tremendous at-bat. Working back from a 1-2 count. And fouling pitches off and laying off some good pitches. Pitcher's pitches. Huge at-bat from Sid Sanders.
All right, Patty Gasso is called for time here. She's going to bring everyone together. She's got Nellie and Sid, and Alana Agbayani. Tennessee has taken advantage of this to go and talk a little bit with their pitcher. What do you think? What's the message here from Coach Gasso?
For Agbayani, find a way to attack early in the count, right? But you've got to do it strategically. But for Agbayani, so many things here with runners at first and second. I can tell you anything that gets through this infield, you can expect to see Nellie being sent, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So big leads coming from Nellie at second base, but I think for Agbayani, the ability to attack early in the count and not let Pickens go to that rise ball.
Alana reached on a fielder's choice her last time up. Sanders at first, Nellie at second. Sooners down 2. Bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch swinging, fouls it. ESPN just popped up a stat that blew my mind. 2 of the last 3 hits for Ilana Agbayani are home runs. And oh, by the way, I think she's only got 3 on the season. 4. The 0-1, a little bit up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's a good take. The rise ball again. Pickens, when she gets ahead, she's going straight to it. That pitch, Agbayani recognizing it, starting at her belt, and knew it was going to leave the strike zone.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bounce to the right side. Nice play by Gibson. Takes it to the bag, inning over. That thing took a wild late hop. OU strands 2. They've stranded, by my count, 3 for the game. And as we head to the 5th, Oklahoma trails Tennessee 3-1. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
This message is for Shauna, my mom who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
August was born 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. When I first saw him, it was a whole range of emotions. There's stuff I still want to do. Being a young dad, it's not giving up. It's shifting. I look through his eyes. I can envision a whole future with him already. To throw the first football to him, give him ice cream for the first time. My life is now devoted to his life.
Through all of fatherhood's firsts, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
The University of Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties would like to thank our concession partners, Anheuser-Busch, Fletcher's Original Corny Dogs, Coca-Cola, The Baked Bear, Community Coffee, Taco Mayo, Wonderfolk, and Boomerang Diner. Orthodontics exclusively is proud to sponsor the Junior Captain of the game. Junior Captain is the ultimate fan experience for children grades 3 through 7. Visit either location in Norman or South OKC for your free consultation. And if you want to know who's doing a whole lot for the state of Oklahoma, look no further than the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. From contributing billions to education, funding medical research, and supporting the arts, they are deeply invested in the well-being of our state. Along with our producer, Darren McDermott, that's DJ Sanchez. I'm Chris Plank. We head to the 5th. Sooners down 3-1. Had a good threat last half inning, but Patty Gasso, thanks to our buddy Jerry Isbell for passing it along, said that Patty told ESPN, quote, "We're playing like we're down 7, we're only down 2. And that's one heck of a message as Tennessee has the top of the lineup back to work for Sam Landry against Gabby Leach. Bouncer back to Sam. 1 away.
Playing like we're down 7, only down 2, and you got Sam Landry, who has really gone out the last 2.5 innings. I mean, she gave up the run back in the 3rd, but has really gone out the last 2 innings and has gotten better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge out of Gabby Leach to start the 5th.
5th innings, by the way, brought to you by the Howsmith Restaurant Group as Taylor Panel digs in. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Enjoy great dining experiences at any of our restaurants at howsmith.com. Panels 1 for 2, doubled and scored a run in the 1st, grounded out to short to lead off the 3rd. She bats here with nobody on and 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Sooners down 3-1 to the Lady Vols. 0-1, pop foul down the right side. That's going to get out of play. Good catch in the stands. Gloveless, too. Straight up barehanded.
I just won't do it. Not worth it.
0-2 has been a problem for Sam today, so she just throws it as far inside as she can without hitting it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two count. Sooner defense deep all the way across. Panel way out in front of it, fouls it off.
Is good to see as Landry's going through this lineup for the 3rd time that we're seeing more defensive swings coming from Tennessee. It's something we did not see in the 1st and 2nd innings.
It's a great point. That is an outstanding point. They have been a little bit more on their heels here recently than they were early. They were the attackers at the plate. There's ball 2 low and in.
Now, something that I want to see Landry do here, 2-2 count, conversion count for a pitcher, right? You're in a pitcher's count. You have the opportunity to throw any pitch you want. Make it a pitcher's pitch here and go right after Panel.
2-2 from Sam. Bouncer out in front of the plate. Emmerling throws. Got her. They're going to challenge this. I think she's safe.
I thought she was safe.
We'll have to watch the replay. We're going to have a review, and it's going to be brought to you by McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs. That thing just died out in front of the plate. Here we go.
I like the call on the field.
Yeah.
But absolutely, I expected a safe call, which I think we would have seen a challenge coming from the Sooners, too.
Yeah, the umpire's mic's not working. He's let us know that they're challenging. Now, the review process, it's actually on site. It's right behind us here. So, I mean, that ball just could not have been more of a nub. Oh, I don't know. I mean, the umpire had as good of an angle. Nah.
She's out.
It's going to be close.
I think the fact that she was out on the field. Oh, no.
Safe.
Gosh.
What do you think? You're making me. I'm not looking. I'm counting on you.
I think I'm a terrible person when it comes to these. I think she's safe.
Noble McIntyre and McIntyre Law is a law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs. It's close.
It's about as close as you can get.
It's our first review of the day. Sid Sanders had one heck of a stretch. That's one area of Sid's game that we're really going to miss. She has developed into an outstanding defensive first baseman.
After further review, the play at first base has been changed. The runner is safe. Tennessee's first challenge of the game.
So, Panel with maybe her shortest base hit of the season on a ball that just dribbled out in front of the plate. Everything coming up Lady Vols. And there's a runner at first now with one out for Ella Dodge. Noble McIntyre, Buddy Noble, bringing you the reviews. Here's Ella Dodge, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and scored a run. First pitch outside, ball 1. Sooner Softball welcomes Homeland into our postseason sponsorship group. Homeland Grocery Stores. Download the app for more ways to save today.
Now, Plank, do you think that there will ever be a rule change that if the challenge is overturned, as that pitch misses low, that you won't get charged for a challenge? Do you think that there will ever be a rule put in? That
you get two regardless, or that if you get one back?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
In
like
that
in the
particular
NFL.
situation, right?
Yeah.
Like
the
challenge showed that it was wrong.
Right.
That doesn't count toward a challenge.
2-0 is a strike. NBA has that.
Yes.
NBA, you have only one challenge, but if you get it right, you get another challenge.
Which I think is fair.
And by the way, that doesn't stop NBA players asking for a review after the first 2 minutes of the game. I think it should. I think it should be changed.
I do too. I just, there's part of me that
2-1 is fouled back.
If your challenge is correct, you shouldn't have to manage them.
Yeah, agreed. You get your challenge right, you should get another.
Absolutely. If you're wrong, then it's burned. But
I agree. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let's get a strikeout here of Dodge, or maybe a little 4-6-3 double play. Pitch, bounced foul.
Good pitch. Getting that off speed has been a game changer for Landry. As we've progressed early, it was up in the zone. It didn't have tremendous deception. Tennessee was squaring it up. About the third inning on, we're starting to see that downward movement, that late break in Tennessee. All of a sudden, not on time for it. And then we're seeing defensive swings on the velocity.
Another defensive swing, fouled off at the plate.
Love the adjustment from Landry with the off speed. It has been, I cannot preach how massive that adjustment.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 3-1. Tennessee leads Oklahoma. Win the top of the 5th inning. Sam Landry brings home the 2-2. Pop foul. It's going to get out of play, well out of play. We'd also like to welcome Communication Federal Credit Union. Communication Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's family financial friend since 1939. Visit comfedcu.org to join today. 2-2 pitch. Sam stares in. The lefty Dodge waits with a runner at first. The pitch low. Good job by Bella Emerlin. Full count. You send in the runner here? This happened earlier in the Florida-Texas game, and it ended in a strike him out, throw it out for Florida. One of the few times they had momentum today.
I mean, Panel, she's not slow. Why not? Try to put some pressure on the defense.
She's going. It's a line drive to center field. Core has a beat on it. Makes the catch. She's going to throw behind the runner at
got
first.
Her.
And they got her. They got her. Hannah Core from deep center field catches the line drive, and with Panel running, she throws behind her and doubles her off. And she's all kinds of fired up as she heads back to the dugout. What a throw.
And Weekly is ticked because hit and run, well, I say hit and run, 3-2, Panel gone with the pitch. And as soon as that ball got on a line, she should have froze, and she didn't. She took a few more steps. What a play by Hannah Core.
That'll do it for Tennessee in the top of the fifth. We head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Sooners still down 3-1. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
I'm Mike Rohn. The last time I was back here in Oklahoma, I got to hang out with some local rock stars. Maybe you've seen these guys. They drilled 2.5 miles straight down through the rock and then 3 miles out in various directions to find the oil and natural gas we all still need. In other words, these rock stars used to have to dig dozens of individual wells, but now, with horizontal drilling, they only need to dig one. That's a song I can sing along with. Check out the rock stars of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas and enjoy their latest hits at oerb.com/Mike Rowe.
Beats and Bites Festival is back again at Riverwind Casino, where good grooves and great food are on tap all summer long. Kicking off on June 14th with Josh Turner and Edwin McCain, along with crave-worthy eats from local food trucks. There's something for everyone. Get your tickets online or at the box office for just $10. Only at Riverwind Casino.
In the heart of Norman, where the fans are loud and Sooner spirit soars, there's a team caring for our community with the same level of passion. Norman Regional, Norman's leader in health and wellness care. Just as we stand behind our Sooner softball team, Norman Regional stands behind you. From orthopedics to heart care and the routine checkups that keep you on your A-game, Norman Regional is dedicated to providing the best care right, because this is our home turf and we're committed to keeping it healthy, strong, and vibrant. Visit normanregional.com or call 405-515-5000 today.
Oklahoma Athletics would like to thank the official Eat Play Stay partners. Visit Norman, Cup Bop, Midway Deli, and Norman NCED. Visit Soonersports.com for more information. We'd also like to thank Love's Travel Stops as the presenting sponsor of OU Softball. Love's Travel Stops is the heart of the highway. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasting is Coke Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Try and decide. Along with DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Sooners, down 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. We roll past the bottom of the hour, 3 o'clock. If you're just tuning in, Sooners fell behind in an early hole. A leadoff single from Gabby Leach, a double from Taylor Panel with runners at second and third. A pass ball led to the first run. Then Sophia Nugent, a sac fly RBI. Ella Parker countered with a solo home run in the first. But then after a one-out walk, McKenna Gibson's an error in left field led to the third run of the game. And that's where we are. First pitch to Bella Emmerling is low and in, ball 1.
And this spot in lineup, 8-9-1 for the Sooners. I said it earlier in this ball game. Precedent has shown the bottom part of this lineup has struggled against Pickens.
Yeah.
To get back, again, only down 2 runs, the bottom part of their lineup has got to give something, to set something up for Pickering and Parker.
If I am a Tennessee fan, I am irate with that last ball call. That pitch was a strike for a majority of the last half inning. It's 2 balls and no strikes. We'll take it. There's a strike, 2-1. Emmerling's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Bella's looking for her first hit against the Lady Vols this season.
And I'll say this, that's a pitch you got to hit. 2-0. Pickens coming in the strike zone.
Here's the 2-1. Low and in, ball 3. Well, now you're going to get a really good pitch.
Yeah.
Pickens up to 81 on the pitch count. The Sooners have done a better job of seeing more pitches as this game has progressed. Maybe adjusting the approach just a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I talked a lot about attacking early in counts and not allowing Pickens to go to that rise ball. But the thing about being maybe a little bit more patient is you've got to hit a 2-0 pitch and you've got to hit a 3-1 pitch that comes into the strike zone. I mean, pitch on the inner part of the plate just a hair, but it caught quite a bit of that inner edge. So you've got to be more aggressive, especially in hitters' counts.
There's ball 4. Sooners get the leadoff hitter aboard again here in the fifth. Let's see if Coach Gasso turns to the freshman Cheney Helton. She will. Well, Bella Emmerling, I mean, let's be honest, she has not had they're going to go to Tia Malloy here. How about that? So Tia Malloy will be called upon to pinch run, and Bella Emmerling, who has had some rough at-bats against Tennessee reaches on a 6-pitch walk, right?
Yep.
6-pitch walk, and she's aboard now with Malloy pinch running and Abby Dayton, who grounded out back to the circle her last time up. Sooners have just 2 hits. They trail at 3-1. Dayton is the tying run. First pitch, low, ball 1.
That walk is huge. You're starting to see Pickens outside of the zone a little bit. And Tennessee staff out to have a chat. I mean, they are noticing the gravity of the situation, right? I do want to point out as well, 5th inning, 3 of the 5 innings, the Sooners have had their leadoff on. So this is a point in this ball game. 9-1-2. Take advantage of having that leadoff hitter on. Find a way to push something across. Find a way to put some pressure back on Tennessee.
Megan Rhodes Smith is the pitching coach. This will be her 5th year as the pitching coach. They've had a 20-game winner now in 4 of her 5 seasons, including Pickens this year, who was 24-9. She's back to the dugout. Meetings are over. It's a 1-0 count to Abby Dayton. With Malloy at first. The 1-0 pitch. Low and away, ball 2. Dodge, the second baseman, barks words of encouragement. Panel is almost in the circle talking to Pickens. I mean, Pickens toes the rubber before she's even back to the base. The 2-0, ball 3, low.
You can hear the Sooner fans in this crowd noticing Pickens in the struggle. Again, having a hard time finding the strike zone.
Take all the way here for Dayton. The pitch is a strike. One Sooner I failed to mention who was down there with the 2 of them, actually. I see Nicole and Kinsey Hansen. Here's the 3-1, strike 2. Now you're ready, Abby Dayton. Cassidy Pickering waits on deck. Pretty good bounce back from Pickens after throwing 4 straight balls. It's a full count. With a runner at first, the pitch grounded towards second, could be 2. They step on the back for 1 to first. No, she beat it out. What a hustle from Abby Dayton to beat out the throw to first base. And is Karen Weekly going to challenge it? She's talking down at the end of the dugout to Craig Snyder.
I think she was safe all the way through.
Snyder says, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's not too strong on it.
Well, especially when they've only got 1 to play with.
That's right. She's not going to challenge. Let's double check on our review.
I mean, if you were confident, you should with Pickering at the plate. Representing the tying run. No, she's safe.
Yeah, good call. Here we go. Pickering's 0 for 2. First pitch, check swing, a little bit up, ball 1. Ella Parker waits on deck. Now you exchange Malloy for Dayton at first with 1 away. Ella waits on deck. 1-0, grounded to the right side. They'll take it to the bag. Dayton safe at second with no throw, and there's 2 outs.
You can see Pickens starting to go back on that inside corner. And that pitch actually in the upper 60s took a little bit off of it, but Ella Parker with a runner in scoring position here again. This is a 2-run ball game. 2-run ball game.
I was right. Ella Parker was who Hannah Core was in for. So Parker is re-entered here, which means we'll go back to our defensive alignment and with Dayton in center field in the next half inning. Something to keep an eye on. Parker has one of the 2 Sooner hits, a home run. First pitch, low and away, ball 1. Dayton is now at second. OU has just not had many opportunities with runners in scoring position off Carlin Pickens today. Here's the 1-0. That's in for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, Dayton represents just the second runner to get into scoring position.
1-1 misses low and away. 2-1. Yeah, that came in the fourth when Nellie McEnroe-Marinas walked, and then with 2 outs, Sid Sanders walked. 2-1, check swing on a pitch that looked a little bit low and away.
That's the same location as the pitch before it. And my frustration with that is, as a pitcher and as a hitter, if the strike zone is not established, how do you know what to swing at? How do you know where to spot your pitches?
Big pitch here, the 2-2, swings, and what a cut. Fouled it straight back. Remains even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And I know you can hear the frustration in my voice, but this is too big of a stage not to have an established strike zone in the 5th.
Yeah. 2 balls and 2 strikes with Dayton at second. The pitch to Parker is low, ball 3. Nellie waits on deck. Full count.
We've seen a ton of full counts in this ball game coming from Pickens.
Line drive, left center field, caught. Morgan raced over and made the catch. They had her positioned perfectly, and that'll do it for the Sooners in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th inning. Oklahoma down 3-1. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Thanks to Dr. Susan Walden, who has checked in at 10 p.m. in Arezzo, Italy, cheering on the Sooners. Kelly is on the road trip down to Texas. Lisa Jean up in Tulsa. And Sooner Sue has pointed out, I have not given proper credit to one Kaylin Snow, who is among the Sooner alums making noise behind the Sooner dugout. We head to the 6th. We need some of those bats to get going. Oklahoma trails it 3-1. Along with DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. So a new defensive lineman has Pickering back and left for the Sooners. Dayton in center, and now Sid Barker in right. Oklahoma has been able to push Carlin Pickens, DJ, but they just haven't been able to get anything across.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the line so far against Pickens, 3 walks. And 2 of those have led off innings. The Sooners just haven't been able to capitalize. And those are the types of mistakes that you have to capitalize on when you're facing an arm like Pickens. And again, if I look at the game as a whole from Pickens, I don't think she was throwing extremely well early in the game, right? And now kind of saw her in the 5th get a little bit wild, but then settle back in. So just wanting to see the Sooner offense, when you've got her on the ropes a little bit, put that pressure on her.
First pitch to Sophia Nugent is low and away, ball 1. Nugent is 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Sam has been dinged for 3 runs, but only 1 of those is earned. There's the 1-0. There's a strike.
And I will say this, as much as I'm talking about Pickens settling in, I think Sam Landry has really done a good job since the third inning on.
Yeah.
I mean, she has just been very good, and you're seeing it. You're seeing in the types of at-bats that Tennessee is now having.
There's a line drive deep, but foul down the left field line. Way foul.
But it should be the opposite, right? You're going through the third time through the lineup. Your at-bat should be getting better. Yeah. And Landry has them out of time. And that I think that the foul ball that Nugent just hit, she was early, hooking it. And everyone goes, ooh and ah, but it was a big hook. She's out on her front foot and gives Landry an opportunity to change speeds on the outer part of the plate.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ooh, that just missed low, 2-2.
And it's a good spot. You've got Nugent sped up, and you're able to slow her down. That pitch was supposed to be outside, but I like the height.
It's a 2-2 count, right? 2-2 count to Nugent here.
Yes.
That misses low. Now it's a full count. I think the scoreboard was just off there. Full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nugent's checking with the home plate umpire. Landry stares in. Nugent waits. Popped up. Gabby Garcia with shades on. Makes the catch. 1 away.
Huge out. Back-to-back at-bats of being able to saw Nugent off on the inner part of the plate.
Try the all-new Sonic Smasher. Proud supporters of the Sooners and Sooner softball. Sonic, live free, eat Sonic. Bob Moore Ford is proud to honor service members who are the Patriot of the game. To nominate a Patriot, visit bobmooreford.com/hero. 1 away, McKenna Gibson, who is 1 for 2 with 0 for 2. First pitch low and in. They originally had credited her with a hit. They changed it to an error on the line drive. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch. Ooh, missed
Good
outside. 2-0. Good pitch, though. I got a prediction.
All right, let's hear it.
If the Sooners hold them at 3-1 here, they're going to win this game.
Okay, I like where your head's at.
Sooners hold them 3-1 here. We'll have a party tonight. You guys are all invited. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Ball 3 low. Of course, that party will include Texas fans who were dominant today, and they shut down and shut out Florida 3-0. Absolutely awesome performance from Tegan Cavan.
Yeah, that's about all the way around about the best I feel like I've seen Texas play.
Here's the 3-0. Wow.
Yeah.
4-pitch walk.
Here's the worst part about that. That inside corner has not been a strike all day, and that pitch was pretty far inside. It wasn't a strike. But you get the big out of Nugent and then the 4-pitch walk, and Tennessee with the ability now to go to their bench as this game is getting later, and they've got some wheels on that bench. Whether or not they're going to use them, I don't know. I keep expecting to see Tennessee take off and try to steal some bags, but definitely want to keep an eye.
They're going to make a decision here to bring Kate Taylor into the game to run at first base. So Taylor pinch running at first with 1 out. 3-1, the Sooners trail it. Top of the 6th inning. First pitch to Mueller is in for a strike. Kinsey Fiedler waits on deck. Mueller is 1 for 2 on the day. She was thrown out at home in a rundown on a nice play by Sid Sanders in the 2nd inning. 0-1 is bounced towards short, past to diving Garcia and to center field. Quickly back in by Dayton. 1st and 2nd now. That just got past the diving Gabby Garcia. 2 on for Kinsey Fiedler. Looked for a moment like it might be a tailor-made 6-4-3, but Garcia was shaded a little bit more towards that 5-6 hole.
And that pitch just not quite getting to the corner and didn't have that vertical movement that Landry was after.
First pitch to Fiedler is low and away, ball 1. And what does this all start with?
A walk.
A 1-out walk.
And if you go back to the 3rd, right? Now, you had the error in the inning. It happens, but all of that was started with a 1-out walk.
Yep. Jen Roach is going to go chat with Sam Landry.
and 3 walks on the day so far for Landry. But, I mean, if you look at where this game sits right now, you've got a Tennessee team that really and truly has only strung together enough offensive production to put 1 run on the board, right?
Right.
Between walks. And when I talk about errors, it's not necessarily errors that are errors in the scorebook. We've seen a couple mistakes that are on base hits that have led to some Tennessee runs as well. So again, just a little bit of a combination of controllables, probably the best way to put it. Walks, angles. Those are all little things that are kind of giving Tennessee the upper hand so far.
And you hit it on the head. Things that you're not going to see on the scorebook is ease. But when Coach grades the film later tonight, they will be errors. Mistakes, if you will. All right, meeting's over. Sam's ready. Fiedler back in. First and second, 1 out. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Sam. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, in just a place that is...
That's not a strike. Unfortunately,
I mean, we'll take it. But
yeah, and again, I am very unhappy with the strike zone.
Here's the 1-1.
But that's a ball.
And that misses by a smidge.
I personally feel like we have a home plate umpire that is getting fooled by movement.
I think so. And maybe a little bit, the crowd can shake you a little bit. Maybe that's happening a bit here.
Welcome to the show, sister.
2-1 is, oh my gosh.
Now that looked outside to me from here. I'm curious to see it.
3 balls and a strike. Is that missed outside?
That's out.
That's what I'm saying. Up here, so deceiving. Yeah. Because it looks good from up here. It's a 3-1 count. Sam's going to have to bring it to Fiedler here. He's 0 for 2, but has a couple hard hit balls. She fouls that one off. This is a situation that Oklahoma hasn't found themselves in very often early. They've, in their Women's College World Series runs, have done a nice job of landing a pretty solid punch early. Sands 1. 3-2 has popped up back towards us.
And we still got a lot of game left, and I think, this next inning, pivotal right now. Landry in a position needing to work out of a jam and keep this game tight.
Right.
But the Sooners also in the bottom half of this inning are 3-4-5.
Yep.
So this is huge right now.
3-2 pitch. Sam rocks, fires, fouled back.
And I was in the process of kind of counting some things up, looking at what some of these counts have looked like throughout the ball game from Landry. And she's thrown a lot of pitches, but 10 batters have gone to a 3-0, 3-1, or 3-2 count.
Oh, wow. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch.
Yes.
Swing and a miss. She couldn't hold her swing. Landry got her. 2 away. Just the second strikeout of the game by Sam. Strikeouts brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union. Here's Emma Clark.
And that is such a gutsy pitch call from Coach Rocha. And for Landry to execute that way, 3-2, throwing the changeup with that downward break that has been big time from about the 3rd inning on. That is such a gutsy pitch.
Emma Clark is 1 for 1. Doubled her last time up. Now takes a ball low and in. The 8-hole hitter. 8th spot, maybe I should say, in the lineup. Doubled and was stranded at 3rd in the 2nd. Walked and was stranded there in the 4th. Well, actually, it was part of a 6-4-3 double play that inning. My apologies. The 1-0. Grounded towards 3rd. Nice job by Nelly. Up with it. Tags the bag. Got her! Nelly bobbled it for a moment, picked it up, beat her to the bag, inning over.
Momentum is a thing. The Sooners have got to capitalize here in the bottom half of this 6th inning.
That is a play. You got a star in the scorebook. Circle it. Nelly McEnroe-Marinas, the captain, knocks it down, stays confident and comfortable doesn't panic, gets the force out, inning over. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Sooner softball is presented by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops is the heart of the highway. And today's game sponsor, the OU Community Cornerstone Partners, Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. The University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. Nelly, Gabby, and Sid Barker when we come back. Sooners down 3-1. Bottom of the 6th inning. Headed up. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Need to get back in the game when it comes to health insurance for your family or just yourself? We've got you covered. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma is connecting Oklahomans to quality health care through every stage of life. Local service with access to the largest network in the state. Choose Blue. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma is a proud sponsor of the University of Oklahoma Athletics.
Hey Sooner Nation, when you want to travel, choose the premier motor coach transportation provider, Overland Charters. With over 25 years in the transportation business, Overland Charters is your go-to for top quality group transportation services in Oklahoma and throughout the entire country. So if you want to travel with the winning team this season, choose the premier brand in group transportation, Overland Charters. Check them out online at overlandcharters.com to book your next trip. Overland Charters, official motor coach provider of OU football.
Big car payments? That's no fun. Even if you love your car or truck, the wrong vehicle loan can leave you wondering if your payment could have been lower. So if you're paying more than you should on your car loan every month, give a little love to your budget and contact Communication Federal Credit Union. There's no cost to find out as we can help. Plus, all new vehicle loans and refinances get the first 90 days with no payment. Love your car and your loan payment with Communication Federal. Offer subject to credit union approval, federally insured by NCUA. Current CFCU loans not eligible for refinance.
3-1, the Sooners trail the Lady Vols as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Planet Fitness is a proud partner of Sooner softball with multiple locations in Oklahoma. Planet Fitness can help you with whatever you're getting fit for. Join today. And for complete coverage, the college baseball postseason and the Women's College World Series, tune into SiriusXM SEC Radio Channel 374 in your car, the all-new SiriusXM app, and hear all the games on Channel 84. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/SEC Radio 2025. Here we go. Nelly leads it off. She walked her last time up. 3-1, the Sooners trail. First pitch, a little low, ball one.
Nelly knocking the ball down, just a pure hustle play to help get out of the top of the 6th inning.
The 1-0 bounced foul down the third baseline. There is, again, the Sooners have just 2 hits in this game, and they haven't had a hit since the second. Now they've drawn, 3 walks since. Nelly's one of those. But there is a massive gap in left center field. Nelly had a good cut, fouled it back. I mean, in center field, Fiedler is playing more towards right center field. Morgan is a little closer to the line. That is a lot of real estate in left center field for Nelly.
Which is kind of interesting because you would expect, with the velocity that Pickens has, hitters to be just a hair late.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that they would be more likely to lace a ball down a line.
1-2. Good pitch. Missed up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And didn't miss by much.
Didn't miss by much, and we've seen that pitch be called a strike.
Yeah.
But that's good discipline. I think Nugent handled it pretty well, trying to drag it back down.
Here comes the 2-2 to Nelly. Skips well before the plate, ball 3. The winner gets a day off and will play Texas at 2 o'clock on Saturday. The loser fights for their postseason life tomorrow against Florida in prime time. Here's the 3-2 to Nelly. Ball 4. Yeah. Oh, cold strike 3. Nelly thought it was ball 4. It was a good pitch.
It was. We do not have that's a strike, and that's, I think, maybe a little bit low. But, Plank, what do you think? Too close to take?
Too close to take.
Yeah.
Especially with as inconsistent as this zone has been. Here's Gabby Garcia.
And I think when Nelly watches that back on film, I mean, that pitch was right down the middle of the plate.
Ball one low to Gabby. We owe you a station ID. We'll take it right after this Gabby Garcia at bat. Hopefully it results with Gabby standing on second or third. Heck, we'll take first for that matter. Maybe touching them all. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball. Pickens rolls away from her, picks it up, not in time. Gabby Garcia, one out single, back up the middle that hit off Pickens. She says she's okay. Here comes Sid Barker. Sooners' first hit since the second inning. And let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station ID. You're listening to the Sooners in the Women's College World Series from Learfield. Home plate umpire Susan Eads went out to check on Pickens. No one from the Tennessee dugout emerged, so she seems to be okay. Sooners have a base runner for Sid Barker, who's 1 for 2. Singled, struck out in the fourth. Bats with a runner at first and one out. Sooners down 2. First pitch swinging, fouls it off.
And just want to talk about for a second what a big at-bat for Gabby Garcia. I mean, base runners right now, this game, you're down to your final 5 outs, trying to chip away a 2-run lead. Every base runner, but a huge from Gabby Garcia.
Good cut, fouled it straight back over the top of the press box. No balls and 2 strikes, though, to Sid the Kid. She's hit it hard, though. 0-2 counts have been good for Tennessee. Can they be good for us one time, DJ? One time.
Yes.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Pickens. Fouled off again.
I just want to see this Tennessee defense feel us a little bit, right? Feel our offense. I don't feel like we have put a lot of pressure. We haven't had a lot of base runners.
Right.
I say we haven't had a lot of base runners. I mean, Pickens had 3 walks.
Yeah.
But, I mean, make them feel us a little bit.
0-2 is popped up, shallow left field. Calling off everyone is Morgan under it and makes the catch, 2 away.
But I feel like Tennessee defensively is just kind of out there, and this is how they roll, right? But they've been able to settle into a point where they're just kind of like, here's the ball, Carlin.
Yep.
Right? Here's the ball. Lead us to the homeland. And I don't feel like this Tennessee defense is feeling the pressure from our offense. Balls aren't being put in play hard like we saw early in the game.
Agreed.
We've seen a high number of strikeouts. I mean, there's been 6 strikeouts since the second. And again, Pickens is going to have her strikeouts. But you still want to see balls being put in play hard. And we're not quite seeing that as this game has gone on.
Even before Sid Barker was called out, Tennessee's pitching coach was out to visit the circle. That meeting is over, and here's Sid Sanders with a runner at first and 2 outs. Sooners down 2. Here's the first pitch. Sanders grounds it right back to Pickens, who underhands it to first. Nice play. Celebrating is Tennessee as they head to the 7th with a 3-1 lead. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
The best place to gear up for game day is the Sooner Shop, the official fan shop of OU Athletics. Visit them in-store on the west side of Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium or online at shop.soonersports.com. Located just minutes from the OU campus, Courtyard Norman offers affordable, stylish accommodations with tech-forward amenities and classic Southern hospitality. Book your stay today at Marriott.com/OKCNO. And Sooner Softball is brought to you in part by OG&E. OG&E, we energize life. Sooners have to keep it here. They're down 3-1 as we head to the 7th. 9-1 and 2 hitters for Tennessee. Texas awaits the winner Saturday at 2 o'clock. The loser will play tomorrow night at 6 o'clock against Florida. By no means is this game over for Oklahoma, but they have been unable to string together anything, and 7, 8, and 9 due up in the bottom of the 7th inning if you're looking ahead. Got to keep this at a 2-run deficit, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Tennessee, you know the conversation coming from their hitting coach Craig Snyder is let's get some insurance. Let's get some insurance. Again, when you've got Pickens kind of rolling like she is, and that is the arm you've got in the circle, 1 run is a huge deal this late in the ball game when the Sooners only have 3 outs to play with.
Bunts foul. Strike 1. But Morgan is 0 for 2, by the way.
But so huge going after Morgan here and not allowing her. I mean, she's got 25 stolen bases on the season, and it rolls this lineup back over to Gabby Leach in the leadoff. So this is a huge out right here for Sam Landry.
Yeah, Gabby Leach, I mean, she's been a problem, but not since the first inning. 3-1 Sooners trail. There's a bunt shown for a pitch that's a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So a pitch that's a hair low. Yeah, it's low. But I was comparing it to the pitch that Nelly got punched out on, and that pitch was lower. So otherwise, I was about to have some words.
1-1 is bounced foul. Ball and 2 strikes. The thing that's frustrating about this right now, I think, for Sooner fans, and I know for Patty Gasso right now, is you look back at 2 mistakes, right? And even a walk if you want to throw that in there, and that's really the difference in this game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low and away, 2-2.
And some opportunities, right? If you're looking at it on the offensive side, I mean, the Sooners, 3 innings where they've had the leadoff on, 2 of those via the walk, and just not able to capitalize.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Sam's ready. The pitch. Ground ball, base hit. Back up the middle. Morgan is aboard for the second time. She reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd. And they can do all kinds of things with her now. She is a speed demon.
And if you're Tennessee, I mean, Morgan is we talked about it at the very start of this inning. Morgan is a massive run for the Volunteers. And Coach Gasso out of the dugout having a conversation with home plate umpire Susan Eads.
Well, I don't know of anything she could be challenging here. Whatever it is, Sooners maybe go to the pin. Nope. Whatever it was, the conversation is over. And just to kind of give you an idea of how dangerous Morgan is, 25 for 32 in stolen base opportunities this year.
And this is where Tennessee shines, right? And and I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Morgan, I mean, you've got to keep an eye on her right now.
Gabby Leach, first pitch, bunts foul.
And I didn't want to say it mid-pitch, and expect some short game coming from Tennessee because all they want is to push Morgan across. Make this a 3-run game and really feel like they've got Oklahoma on the ropes going into the 7th. I would potentially expect some bunt here again.
Here's the 0-1 from Landry. A little bit out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Everyone also has their antennas up. I mean, we've seen players leave on the throwback to the pitcher with a catcher holding it too long or anything. You got to have your head on a swivel out there after this wild postseason. The 1-1 pitch is an off speed that misses. Just a little bit out, 2-1.
2-1. This is a good hit and run count.
Had a little bit out and low. 7 hits now for Tennessee. The Sooners have 3, including Ella Parker's home run. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Gabby Leach. Off speed, in for strike 2.
It's a big pitch from Landry. Just changing speeds. Again, that idea, I had my eyes on Morgan. Again, I was thinking hit and run potentially.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Probably not doing anything too crazy here if you're Karen Weekly. Runner's not going. It's fouled back. Log on to Soonersports.kids for information about joining the Sooner Kids Club. Presented by OG&E and brought to you in part by Orthodontics, exclusively Mathis Home and Devon Energy. We're in the 7th, 3-1. Sooners trail it. Tennessee trying to add to its 2-run lead. Runner at first, nobody out. The 2-2 off speed is popped into right field. Sid Barker has a beat on it, makes the catch, 1 away.
That pitch has been huge. And we are seeing it in 3-2 counts. Another 3-2 count. I mean, tons. I'm going to count them up here in a minute. But, I mean, we are getting near the teens. And the pitch count shows it well into the hundreds. About to throw the 127th pitch of the game.
Here's Taylor Panel. First pitch to the right-handed hitting third baseman is lined off the glove of Nelly, just out of the reach of Gabby Garcia. First and second now, 1 out. That hit off the glove of Nelly, almost caught it, and just dangled in the air for Gabby to try to make a play, and she couldn't.
That ball was smoked.
That's a hit.
That ball was smoked. I'll tell you this, what an effort by Gabby Garcia. She was trying, you could see her trying to play it because it popped off the glove of Nelly and it went high in the air, and you could just see Gabby Garcia and change her angle to try to get there.
First pitch to Ella Dodge is low and away, ball 1. Hey, Matt, Tennessee's been the aggressor today. Bella Emmerling calls for time.
And I'm looking, obviously, Ella Dodge, you got to stay focused here and take care of that, but I'm looking on deck. Because my mind goes back to Norman.
Yep.
And Sophia Nugent is on deck and has been kept very quiet. Sam Landry has handled her very well today. But again, you think of moments. And I'm looking ahead just a bit with Nugent on deck. So huge out here. Throw ground ball. Roll a pair. Get out of the inning. Don't even give her the opportunity.
The 1-0. Low, ball 2. Sam takes a little longer. It is more overcast than it's been about all game long. Dare I even use the word cooler at the Women's College World Series in late May. 2 balls and no strikes. Dangerous spot here. The pitch. Ball 3 low. They're going to ride Sam. There's action in the Sooner dugout. The Sooner bullpen. Looks like Bella Smith is up and throwing for the Sooners. Peyton Monticelli as well. 3-0 pitch here. Strike 1. First and second, 1 out. Sooners down 2. We're in the top of the 7th inning. 3-1 Tennessee. Great crowd here today for an afternoon game on a Thursday. 3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch from Landry. Full count. Fouled right back. Wind is just lightly blowing the flags beyond the center field wall. The Tennessee and Oklahoma flags flank Old Glory. Lightly blowing towards right, but shouldn't affect anything. Big pitch here. Here's the 3-2 from Sam. Oust foul. Good at bat. Good battle by Ella Dodge.
Now you felt a shift in this weather.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
It got cold. Sooners have made some big-time defensive plays to stay in this game, including one Nelly made at the end of the last half inning. Can they do it again here? Get out of this jam. Nugent waits on deck. The 3-2. Line drive fouled on the left field line, out of play.
Good battle here on both sides. Landry bringing this count back from 3-0. But you got to be careful with this pitch here to Dodge. Good time for that off-speed pitch that we've seen Landry throw so often in the 3-2 count in this ball game.
She rocks, fires, missed, up high, ball 4, bases loaded.
I already said it as I was looking ahead. Sophia Nugent, an opportunity here with bases loaded.
Sam didn't help herself any there, falling behind 3 balls and no strikes. The next pitch for Sam will be her 136th. And Jen Rocha is going to call time.
I think we're going to see a pitching change here.
Well, Bella Smith and Peyton Monticelli are walking in from the bullpen. Carly Keeney, who is the Sooner grad assistant, flanks them this season. So
I say what made me think was I started seeing players come out of the dugout, which is what we see this team usually do when they're making a pitching change. Yeah, it's a tough spot to bring somebody in here who, really, Deal and Monticelli, the only 2 that have Women's College World Series experience.
And it's not a ton.
It looks like they're going to stay. But for a minute there, when I saw some of the players coming out, it looked like kind of that tradition we see when a pitching change happens.
Yeah, you think about it. Monticelli pitched a third of an inning last year, and Kirsten Deal, even though she did finish 2-0 during the Women's College World Series last year, only pitched 7 innings. Kelly Maxwell pitched 27 of the 41 innings. Nicole May only threw 3 2/3 of an inning last year.
Remember how huge that third of an inning was that Monticelli threw?
Against Texas in Game 2 of the championship series. Tennessee goes with a pitch runner at second.
Tennessee trying to land a knockout blow here.
Yeah, they're up 3-1. Big moment here for the Sooners to stay in the winner's bracket, or at the very least give themselves a shot to stay in the winner's bracket. They're down 3-1. Bases loaded for Nugent. First pitch, strike 1.
It's a good pitch to open the count. Off speed, getting Nugent out of time.
It looks like the middle of the infield is staying back to try to maybe turn 2.
Yep. Well, and you've got to. Running through the middle of this lineup, you've got to try to find a way to get out of this inning.
0-1, way outside. Looked like Sam had a little extra on that. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And we've seen walks peppered throughout this ball game, but, Landry kind of settling down. But here in the 7th, we've seen some of those misses get pretty wide. Some of the bigger misses that we've seen here in recent innings.
Here's the 1-1 from Landry. Fouled off. Ball and 2 strikes. What are you throwing here?
Off speed in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Block it, Bella.
I'll say this, though. She's had good success on the inner part of the plate. But Nugent, she adjusts. She's a good hitter.
The 1-2. Grounded towards short. Could be 2 to second for 1 to first.
Yes.
Double play! Double play!
Off
6,
speed.
4, 3. What a call, what a pitch, what a play. Nugent tries to protest that Sanders was off the bag. She wasn't. The Sooners have life. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Oklahoma down 3-1. Their last shot. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the 7th inning. Ogbayani, Emmerling, and Dayton. The Sooners down a deuce. It's 3-1. Tennessee back to work for Carlin Pickens against a part of the Sooner lineup that doesn't have a hit today, though Emmerling did reach with a walk her last time up.
Ogbayani, on the 3 unassisted back in the 4th, she hit the ball hard.
Yep.
And if you want someone to be a spark, I'm putting my eggs in Ogbayani's basket.
Gold Glove winner was outstanding during the SEC tournament. Now she leads things off for the Sooners, down 2. Oklahoma wins. They're off tomorrow, and then we'll play Texas on Saturday. Tennessee holds on here. The Sooners turn around to play Florida in prime time tomorrow. First pitch, ball 1. '25 all-defensive team member on the SEC. The all-SEC team, I should say. Ball 2 low. Was just 1 for 5 with an RBI in the Super Regional, but was outstanding in the regional final against California. She went 2 for 2 with 3 runs batted in and a home run. There's ball 3. Dodge throws her hands up in disbelief at second base.
It's low and out. It's close, but we've seen a lot of pitches a lot closer than that be called balls today.
Here's the 3-0 from Pickens. Ball 4! The tying run will come to the plate. And, immediately, without hesitation, without even a moment, immediately out of the dugout comes Tennessee pitching coach Megan Rhodes Smith. A 4-pitch walk to start the bottom of the 7th inning, and Bella Emmerling, the Sooners, have brought the tying run to the plate.
And that's something that you want to see this offense take advantage of. How quickly. There have been quite a few times in this ball game you can see Megan Rhodes Smith just trying to manage the mentality of Pickens. Take advantage of it. Make her feel some pressure here.
Bella, big swing and a miss on strike 1.
You got to be honest. I love the aggressiveness.
But 4
pitches in a row that weren't in the strike zone and then fishing on what was ball 1.
Runner at first is Ogbayani, the 0-1. She had a cut, fouled it straight back. But Emmerling's behind on the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Mueller almost acting as a hype coach there at short for Pickens. Same for Panel over at third. They're hyping her after every pitch. The 0-2 to Emmerling is popped up. Down the left field line. Is there room? No, it's out of play. Everybody okay down there? Looked like someone was trying to help their daughter or kiddo out and took a little tumble. She's okay. She's got a smile. 0-2 count.
Got to be geared up for that rise ball. Keeping those hands high, recognizing the pitch up in the zone.
Got him. Swing.
Absolute just hacks out of her shoes coming from Emmerling.
She's had a couple rough at-bats today. 1 away. Now Abby Dayton represents the tying run for the Sooners with Ogbayani at first and 1 away for the 9-hole hitter, Abby Dayton, who is 0 for 2. stares in with 8 on the action clock. Longer than usual. First pitch is ripped foul down the left field line. Whatever Dayton thought she was getting, she was ready for it. Strike one.
That's a good hack. I mean, you can see Dayton a little bit late, but it was a smooth swing.
No balls and a strike. Carlin Pickens misses low, 1-1. Well, the Sooners have been cardiac kids all year long. I think our number was up to 16 comeback wins they've had so far this season. This would be one of the sweetest. Ball 2. Two balls and a strike. Dayton grounded out back to Pickens in the third, reached on a fielder's choice in the fifth. The 2-1. Up and in, ball 3.
You can see this Tennessee defense going in to have their talks and give the words to Pickens. Again, just trying to keep her mentally there.
3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Kind of a check swing. I think they called it on the location, not the swing. Full count.
And if you're Pickens, you throw that pitch again.
Absolutely.
Make Dayton do it with the stick.
3-2. Popped up on the infield. Mueller calls off everybody, and there's 2 away for Cassidy Pickering. Boy, big moment here for Pick. You know, she's probably frustrated about the play in left field. She's hit a couple balls hard. The line out to start the game. The ground out in the third. The ground out in the fifth.
But if you could make a choice.
This is who I want.
Absolutely. Game on the line. One of the only hitters who's been in this situation at the Women's College World Series.
First pitch to Pickering. Up high, ball 1. Ella Parker waits on deck.
So could not be a better situation with 1 out to play with for the Sooners here offensively.
One ball and no strikes with Agbayani at first. The pitch, ground ball back up the middle, through into center field. Agbayani on her way to third. She'll slide in safely. First and third, 2 outs for Ella Parker.
And passing the bat to Ella Parker again, just as we said, if you had a choice. Pickering extending this ball game to bring up Ella Parker to represent the winning run. Again, apply pressure to Tennessee, and can't get more of a pressure moment than this.
Patty Gasso is going to go with a pinch runner at first. It's going to be Cheney Helton. What a moment here, man. A drama-filled Thursday at the Women's College World Series. Now, would I rather be sitting at home after a run rule win right now? You bet. Oh, yeah. But for the fans of softball, what a moment. So Helton is the runner at first. Nellie's at third.
Well, and if you're Tennessee...
Are they going to walk Parker?
To get to Nellie? Well...
No way.
Well, I hate to say this, but if you look at the line, you got Nellie.
Parker hit a laser her last time up. They're going to pitch to her. First pitch to Parker. Strike 1.
And if you're Tennessee, first and third, obviously the Sooners aren't going to get too cute.
No. The Tennessee outfield is playing on the warning track. Here's the 0-1. Swings and hits it deep to center field. We'll see you Saturday afternoon in the winner's bracket. Ella Parker walks it off, and Oklahoma has beaten Tennessee on a walk-off 3-run bomb to center field from the All-American Ella Parker. Oh, sweet baby, do your thing. It'll be the Red River rivalry in the winner's bracket on Saturday. Are you kidding me? Sooner Magic in Oklahoma City. A no-doubter. An absolute missile. And the Sooners have done it again. The final score, Oklahoma 4, Tennessee 3. How? Wow.
Undeniable. I mean, as long as this team has out to play with, and we said it, as soon as the lineup rolled back over to Cassidy Pickering, if you had a choice where you wanted to be in this lineup, this was it. And Ella Parker absolutely stepping up. Wow.
I can't believe what just happened.
And let's not forget, this was a Tennessee team that was in control of this game. I mean,
complete control.
The entire ball game. Controlled the tempo, got out of some jams. I mean, Tennessee completely controlled this ball game. And then here come the Sooners offensively saying, you know what, as long as we've got an out to play with, let's find a way to get it done. And that is exactly why this team can win another national championship. This game right here.
All right, Deej, I know you're going to go down and try to get coach. We're going to wait and try to hear from Ella Parker here in her post-game conversation with ESPN. And then we'll hear from Coach Gasso. Unbelievable. What a moment. Ella Parker with the Sooners down 3-1. Runners at first and third. Drills a bomb over the center field wall. Let's see if we can catch this on time with Ella. Oh, they just made an announcement that due to weather in the area, they're emptying out the stadium. Now, they would have to clear it out anyway. Let's head down to Holly Rowe.
Away tears right now. Why so much emotion after that swing?
Just going into it, I knew our fourth man was in the fire. And this team has done so much, and we've just battled